Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 44th edition of the Sons of Kojima podcast. Excuse me, the Sociopaths of Kojima podcast. We're so glad that you're here with us. My name is Fred, and boy, am I joined by a distinguished panel. First of all, Mr. Che is here.
Oh, sorry about that. You see, I was too busy being a sociopath, according to a certain armchair psychiatrist.
Oh, well, we'll maybe get to that. We'll provide you a proper diagnosis after that. Mr. Moogle is here.
Hello, how are you motherfuckers doing?
The delightful Miss Alice has joined us tonight.
I'm sorry, I'm too busy contacting my lawyers.
We also have Mr. Freddy Fazfuck.
Proud to be a mentally ill sociopath.
Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. We also have Mr. Miles.
What's up?
With incredible vibrations. And the man of the hour, the one and only Mr. Lewdacris.
Hi guys, nice to be here on a network that can actually stream. Isn't it nice to have that ability?
Hey, how's Phil stream? Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh my god.
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, have we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's get into it. Let's deal with things as they happen. We'll go in order here. So first of all, while we were in between SoKast, Project 7 officially canceled, all of this different stuff with, I'm going to actually take the $250. I'm going to place it towards this camera for this month. And it turns out that really doesn't mean very much at all. We'll get into that in a second. Anybody want to start off? Thoughts on Project 7 officially being canceled, dead in the grave, and completely done with?
Rest in peace.
Who didn't see that coming? I didn't. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's messed up, but I mean, especially when you make a promise like that on Patreon for so long and to hold it off and put it on the back burner for so long. I mean, we kind of all expected this, that it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's kind of funny is not trying to fuck myself here, but my how my Twitter handle and how I go by the name 7, 7 in context. That's pretty funny considering that context, it's not there, it's dead. So.
Well, I mean, what can you expect? I mean, Phil had to get up and Phil actually had to do stuff. I mean, God forbid you asked him to move around, especially if he had to run up and down the stairs.
And here we see the scam artist in his natural habitat.
Wow, so you've got like a humming going on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Mr. Lewdacris, obviously you put out a video this Monday. Most of us checked it out. I definitely checked it out, and there was a lot of passion, a lot of emotion here. And so, I mean, not to put you on the spot, but I mean, let's get your take. I mean, obviously you said that there was more to talk about here. Were you aware at the time of recording what was going on with the 250 and his statements after the fact?
With what, sorry?
The $250 in excess that he's going to be placing towards the camera?
Oh, right. No, at the time I wasn't, no.
All right, so I'll get you up to date. What he's saying is that just for this month, he's going to put that $250 towards the camera. But next month, let's say that his goal is $1,250. He needs to make $500 in excess of his top goal to be able to purchase the camera. So, for example, next month, if it's $1,250, he needs to raise it back up to $1,750. Even though he dropped it down to $1,603 based on excess money of previous months and this $250 from Project 7, next month that gets completely erased and we're back up to Jesus, Miles. I'm sorry, that's all right. So we're back up to $1,250 for the top goal. Then that means for that camera he needs $1,750.
Right. Okay. Well, no, I wasn't aware of that. So basically the money that people have donated with the intention of going to Project 7 has been put to one side and is going towards the camera. Is that right?
Right now, for this month only, it's like a promotion. It's like a 1 month only deal. Get it while it's hot. You have to just deal with the fact that this 1 month, $250 is getting deducted. So right now, it's sitting at $16.03.
Oh, I'm with you. So that is like a discount for the camera goal.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's pretty shocking then. So basically, that's his like little refund, is it?
That's his right. That's him making it up.
That's his apology. Oh, fucking hell. No, I didn't know that. That's fucking irritated me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get, like I said in my video, why he's got all those Project 7 t-shirts knocking about that he's giving away for his like $30 goal. I don't understand why he doesn't send them out for free to people that he's sort of like, you know, fucked over.
Yeah.
I don't. No, that's sorry, that's sort of caught me off guard. I didn't realize he was doing that. That's really fucked up.
Right. And like I said, next month, let's assume, because this month he's saying, all right, I'm going to take the top goal down to 1,000 to make up for this, and that 250 goes towards the camera. Next month, when he goes back to the normal, you know, 1,250, he's going to be looking at 1,750 if he's going to get that camera.
Fucking hell. So how much is this camera? What the fuck is this camera, man?
He plans on spending 1,000 of the 2,000.
And he's not even going to be shoot Project 7.
Right. He's saying vlog style videos. He used to say, I need it for Project 7. Now he's saying, I need it for vlog style videos.
Are you serious?
The cheeseburgers need to be in real high quality for people to fucking enjoy those vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm laughing my ass off at this. Please, I swear, I'm going to die laughing if he tries to say, oh, well, I need it for this upcoming Christmas extravaganza. What the fuck's he going to do? Put it in the tree like he did last year? Oh, my gosh. You know, that stupid 4K camera, I knew it, and I'm pretty sure everyone else knew it too. It was an impossible goal that he couldn't reach 2K a month, and it was his excuse to get out of Project 7. Because who needs a 4K camera?
I agree.
Not just that, if the camera is important as what he said to his business, why has he not bought it like before? I don't get how he's managed to sell all these statues. Like I always say, I feel like I'm always repeating myself, but like, you know, he moved into his house and then he bought loads of shit that he didn't really need. Mm-hmm. If the camera was that high a priority, why has he not bought that like ages ago?
Right. Not to mention, Leanna just dropped a pretty penny on a PS4 and a new desk. She completely got herself a nice little fancy glass desk for her business, even though the one before seemed fine. Well,
guys, I mean, I'm sorry, but they have to buy all the statues. You know, it can scare robbers away.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the Leanna money. Whatever she makes is her money. Whatever he makes is their money. So,
how does she exactly make money? Doesn't she, like, other than the soap, how does she make money? Which, to my understanding, the soap, she, like, other than Phil's dad, who actually buys that?
Well, that's it. That's her business. Her business is the soap, and she is incredibly I wouldn't say debt, but she's in the red because she spent a lot of money of Phil's money to buy the supplies for this business, and you know, it really isn't paying back. Yeah, you got the buzzing again, Miles.
Not to mention, remember Christmas last year or a year or two ago, where he bought her like this gigantic, I mean, it was a whole living room full of soap, and it never went anywhere. So you got to count that too.
Room table full.
Oh yeah.
That's the exact measurement of how he ordered it. One coffee table full of soap shit.
You'd think from all the money that he makes from selling statues, that's what he would put the money towards. You know, buying the new camera. Just thinking about that. It's kind of common sense. You'd think he'd probably do something for himself rather than relying solely on his Patreon to get him that goal.
But he needs those staycations. That obviously comes first.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that was the thing. I mean, right when his Patreon was launching, when his credibility was on the line, he had Leanna convince him to go off and take a staycation instead. You know, it's just, it's unbelievable. It's something that is incredible to watch. But all right, so let's put this in context then. We've got Project 7 canceled. The $250 is going towards a discount towards the camera for this month only. And next month, when he reaches back up to $1,250, all of that excess money, this promise that, well, whenever I have excess money from the last month, it goes towards the camera. That's simply not true. That's money that's going into his pocket, because you can never get below the top goal plus 500. To sum it up, the camera will never go below $1,750. Let's just kind of simplify it, because he likes the $1,250 top goal. He might make it a $1,000 goal, but just generally, we're looking at a $1,250 goal, 500 in excess, which is what he says he wants. We're looking at a $1,750 camera, no matter how much he makes extra.
I think he's purposely adding more to it so he can have extra pocket money. Because I don't know any other camera that costs more than like $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many months is he gonna have to wait for a fucking camera? I mean, he's had this goal up for a while. I mean, at first it was a 4K, now it's downgraded. Like, I don't know. I just think it's I think it's either two things: he's trying to get more money out of people, or he's like a little kid that, you know, got their first job, or they got a $10 bill. You know, he likes fantasizing about having all these nice things that he doesn't really need, and half of them he sells them like 2 years later. Like all these gigantic fucking statues that cost a lot of money, game statues or whatever, dude, they're literally like cluttered in his house, and he had to sell them. I just think he's like a rich kid that doesn't know anything about managing money, with like a fucking credit card with an unlimited amount, just buying any shiny thing you need. You know, we've all been there. You know, we thought we needed something extravagant. Then once we get it, we realize that we don't use it at all. I just think he's kind of like that. Either that or he's trying to get money off of people, which I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I think he wants to present his product as more professional, but no one is asking for that. Like, no one has. I've never seen anyone say, man, you know, that DSP Tries It was good, but if only it was in 1080, full 1080p. If only it had a better visual quality. That's what we're missing out on here. We need to see every leaf of lettuce on that sandwich. We need to see, you know, the chewing motions. We need to see it all in perfect 60 frames per second. Like, no one is asking for this stuff. So this is all just in his mind, and I think it's a way for him to legitimize his quote-unquote business, to his existence on the internet, to show, well, look at how crisp and clear my videos are. That means that I'm a big shot. I'm a professional. I'm successful. I've made it. This is something that you want to watch.
What, so he could wave his fucking foot in front of the camera in 4K?
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those rich kids whose parents buy them real fucking expensive musical instruments or whatever, and they don't have the talent to properly utilize this equipment. And that's what Phil thinks is going to happen. He thinks, like, if he buys some sort of high quality camera or whatever, it's going to make up for a lack of talent, or, you know, how he can't write or have funny jokes. And it's not. It's just going to shine a light on your how truly bad his jokes are, and like he thinks it's going to make everything better, and it's not. It's just entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else on Project 7 that we want to get to before we move on to the elephant in the room, the things that the most recent events in the world of Darkside Phil?
Well, I think we should take another moment of silence in honor of Project 7's memory.
All right.
Fuck that.
Well, there you go.
Scam.
And that's that. So there's your moment of silence. There's your moment of zen for Mr. Che. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that there might be some desire for us to talk about this subject. First of all, a few days ago, Mr. Phil realized that he was provided a copyright strike. Now, the gentleman named Mr. Jackie Chan. Now, how could you possibly forget this name after Phil made sure that you knew his Twitter and his YouTube and all of that kind of stuff? But we'll get to that. Receives not one but 2 copyright strikes on a number of videos that contain fan-made video content, bumpers, if you will, for DSP Tries It, and I believe Ask the King. Now, Mr. Pro Jackie Chan decided, after this Project 7 debacle, that he is going to take back control of his created content. Now, his goal in all of this was for Phil to take down these videos. He said this himself. You can go back, you can check the interview with Mr. Lester. His entire goal was, I want him to take down these videos. And we know from experience that Mr. Phil is very lazy. And the only way that you would actually get... Oh, sorry. I was pronouncing content incorrectly. I apologize. I thought I was being disrespectful to Mr. Jackie Chan. So he takes back control of his stuff the only way that he can. He makes it an urgent issue to Phil, issues a copyright strike that obviously is not going to stick. You guys know that under machinima and all that kind of stuff, this isn't going to stick, and they're probably not going to go to court. But this is the way that he's going to get his content back under his control. So, files the claims. Phil ends up with 2 copyright strikes, and it's nuclear wartime. Ladies and gentlemen, your thoughts on the strikes and the aftermath of said strikes. We'll start with our guest of honor, Mr. Lewdacris. What do you think, buddy?
I've got to say the timing of it was excellent. Doesn't everyone think? It just like right after he basically fucked everyone with Project 7 with no repercussions.
Yeah.
This happened. It was genius that this happened at the time. Before I say anything, I just want to say, can we not attack Jackie Chan? I just want to make sure that Jackie Chan is left alone. He's a human. He should just be left alone. Leave him alone.
At
Seriously.
Pro Jackie Chan,
Yes.
Wolf Engine on YouTube.
Yes.
Do not do anything to him. Here's his Twitter.
Yes.
Here's his YouTube. I hate his guts, and he's ruining my life and physically threatening me and threatening my business. Don't do anything to him. I rebuke you.
Let me get a bullhorn. Hold on.
I rebuke you.
Leave Jackie Chan alone. He's a human.
I say kudos. I mean, whatever. And listen. I agree with his way of thinking. I mean, it is karma. DSP literally scanned people out of Project 7. It was a legit scam. He said he was going to do something for it, and he never did in his own rating. So, whatever it takes. And we know how lazy Phil is. And if he would have went to him and been like, "Can I get my? Can you take the videos down because it has my stuff in it?" He wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have changed the videos or anything like that. So sometimes you got to take extreme measures, especially with stuff that he creates.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to y'all, because after what he did for Project 7, it's like everything's, I don't, disagree with that, especially to get your own shit back, something that you created.
Right. I mean...
Sorry.
Go ahead, Alice. No, go ahead, Alice.
Okay, I find it interesting how he finds it so reprehensible or he finds it so awful to how people file copyright claims against him, but he's done it against so many other people, I believe, if not him, then Machinima, for him. And it's happened to a lot of people, right? But, it's horrible when it happens to him.
It happened to us.
Yeah, at first it happened to Loophole, and then other This Say It Don't Play people.
Had Hotline Miami threatened. Oh, look, Mr. Moonman has joined us. How you doing tonight, Mr. Moonman?
Pretty good. I just got back from eating. I'm a little late.
Oh, you're good, man. Any thoughts on this DSP fallout, the vlogs copyright strike specifically?
I'll be honest, it's pretty funny. But going down, it's really just really ironic how, like, a couple months ago, like, all of us were getting copyright strikes, and when he gets, like, a few, he wants to complain. It's kind of like, it's very, very funny and ironic. That's all I can really say about it. It's karma right at his front door.
I hate this moral standpoint. know what I mean? Because where was the moral standpoint against us or anyone else? He only cares when anything happens to him. And here's the thing: other YouTubers, even bigger YouTubers than him, people that don't, rely on, manipulating and scamming people and oversaturating bullshit Let's Plays for money, when their channel goes down and they get wind of it, they make a video saying, hey, here's my alternate channel. I mean, you're not dead if your channel goes down. I mean, I know your income is, but build another channel up. I don't know why that's so hard for them to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Other people do it all the time when their channels get taken down. They have alts and backups for this very exact reason.
It's because he relies on tactics that were relevant like 2008, 2009, and it's not gonna survive in today's,
Because I
YouTube
guarantee
career,
you, I guarantee you, not even 10,000 people would subscribe to his new channel.
So what? They can get flooded with videos every minute of every day, of like 15 videos a day. It's ridiculous, and it's all in like a span of like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous and stupid.
Well, you see, that's that quality content that you're promised.
Yeah, quantity content.
I can't say that he
that's a
got
good
what's
one.
coming to him. I can't say he got what's coming to him. But, yeah. That's what happens when you do shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do you know what's bad though?
yes, Mr.
Is
Lewdacris.
I was going to say that it's having a bad sort of influence on his daughter because she put a copyright strike against Tevin recently. She's obviously seen her dad doing this, and then now she thinks it's okay.
Like father, like daughter.
Yeah, like father, like daughter. It's disgusting.
It's the family business. So that's part of the family business, Sometimes you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
It runs in the family, apparently.
So, here's another way to look at this whole copyright situation, especially with this vlog style channel. Mr. Jackie provided this content based on goodwill, right? They didn't agree. There was no contract. There was no overarching, legally binding situation here. And there specifically wasn't any sort of payment here. It wasn't as though Mr. Jackie was able to transfer ownership to this over to Phil so that he legally owns it. He essentially borrowed that content to Phil based on his goodwill towards him. He was a fan at the time. And over the course of this business relationship, his feelings changed. And he, at any point, as the owner of that content, has the right to revoke his use of that content. So he has the right at any point to say, you know what, Phil? I disagree with some of your business practices. I disagree with the way that you're running your Patreon. I think that you're acting unethically. I'm going to end our business relationship, and you cannot use my content anymore. And that was his way to assert that. That's within his rights. He can do that whenever he wants. There was no legal agreement. This whole notion of suing people or getting them back or going to court is ridiculous. All that Mr. Jackie wanted was to gain back access or gain back control of how his content is used, and for Phil not to use that anymore. And that's what happened. That's the long and short of it.
I agree. I mean, if you're using someone else's work, at any time they could take it back. It happens all the time with different companies, like celebrities or whatever, and even though this is not anything as grand as that, but it's the same concept. If I use someone else's work, right, and they tell me, you're going to have to take the video down because I don't want, or do something because I don't want my creation on your video or on any of your work because I don't like you or anything like that, then I have to take it down or something can happen to me. It happens all the time.
Exactly.
And and you want to know what the solution to this, Phil? Make your own content, make your own fan art, make your own intros. Stop relying on everyone else to do your job for you, because this is what happens.
What? I have to not rely on my viewers to give me the stuff that I need? That's just fucking stupid, dude.
I know. Just wave your foot in front of the camera. Everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you reckon I'll stop using that awful...
Out. Go on.
Sorry. I was going to say, do you reckon I'll stop using that awful music for Hate Live? Or do you reckon they'll take the risk with that?
Oh shit.
Maybe, hopefully, that guy takes back the copyright to his shit, because that would be fun.
Nobody wants the copyright for that shit. Nobody wants to take responsibility for that.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Yeah, thanks to that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should sue that fucking guy because I have hearing aid now because I had to listen to that shit.
I have hearing aids.
Fucking jackass blew off the left side of my ear. I wasn't ready for that shit.
Oh man, that is an incredible song. Wow. I just think that so all right, so this obviously brought about a lot of different implications, not the least of which being that on his vlogs channel at the time, he was not able to upload videos longer than 15 minutes, and because this is not a managed partnership, it's not as though he's going to get, you know, outstanding 24/7 war room customer support where they're getting the whole team of lawyers together and putting together a crisis management team for this. This was just a partner channel. It doesn't really generate all that much. You know, whatever. So essentially, Phil was kind of on his own on this one. He didn't really mention Machinima all that much in the lead up to this. And he says, well, I can't stream on this channel, but I don't really stream that much on this channel anyway. And I don't plan on doing any podcasts in the near future. So, you guys thought you got me, but you didn't get me. And it was sort of like a na-na-na-na-na kind of deal. Just, you know, didn't really, it was you know, it offended him. He wasn't happy about it. But to him, it wasn't really the end of the world. And he sort of had the last laugh about that. We move on to yesterday. And things have changed. Mr. Be Awesome One decided, well, I made content for Phil's streams as well, and I'm not happy with the way that this Project 7 thing went down. I would also like to end our business relationship, and I would also like to take back control of my content. I don't want him to use it anymore. I want that video taken down with my art. I no longer want this to be taking place on his channel and for him to profit, in part, on my pre-stream fan art. Filed a copyright claim, and Mr. Phil was able to receive that yesterday. And my God, did he have a reaction. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's significant to mention this was on his DSP Gaming account. This was not the Vlogs channel anymore, folks. This was the DSP Gaming flagship channel of the Darkside Phil Enterprises.
I'm telling you, he shout and yelled so much that it fucking caused a major thunderstorm in the East Coast. Like as soon as he put that tweet out, I swear, dude, I heard bang, 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 so much thunder coming out. I said, God damn it, this motherfucker yelling that much. But in all seriousness, I mean, oh man, it's not even a word. It was a meltdown.
He had it coming to him.
Mr. Lewdacris, your thoughts on the fresh DSP Gaming copyright strike?
Again, I thought the timing was brilliant because he literally said, "Oh, they won't get me for fan art. They can't copyright strike fan art," and then bam, in your gouty face straight away. It's so good.
Face.
It's so brilliant. Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. Obviously, then for him to put that video out and then be like, "I've got your IP address. I know your name and blah blah blah. You fucked up." I thought that was massively a bitch move. Like basically, he was making a threat but acting as though he's doing his classic sort of thing of he's making a threat but he's not making a threat. Oh, you can't really pin him down on anything because he's sort of very vague, sort of like how he did with his goals on Patreon and things like that. He's very clever. He thinks he's very clever. He is clever, like, because he's dealing with like 11-year-olds. So I suppose it is really clever to sort of like fool 11-year-olds. But like he was doing it like that, wasn't he? He's like, why bring up the fact that you've got the guy's name and address unless you are just doing it to sort of make a threat almost?
Yeah.
He's even going, "You fucked up. You
To
fucked up."
intimidate him, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like acting as though that wasn't, he was just like he was just saying it for whatever reason. Fucking stupid. But yeah, no, he deserves this as well. I mean, I was kind of hoping when obviously the King hate blogs had this copyright strike. So like, please let something get him on DSP Gaming. And then the fact that it was fan art right after he said that it wouldn't be fan art, that was just a magical moment. I thought it was brilliant.
Pride comes before the fall. I mean, I think you should have learned a lesson. If you puff your chest out, you stick your head up, eventually someone's going to get you, especially when you're, doing the na-na-na thumbing your nose at people. I mean, I don't wish it. I'm just saying, pride comes before the fall. Can you imagine? I mean, this is actually a long time overdue, in my opinion, because, I mean, I've never seen anyone that for every LP, they use someone else's fan art, and use just someone else's intro, and it's just the laziest amount of work possible for a fucking guy that does LPs.
Absolutely true. What I thought was interesting about the reaction was sort of like Mr. Lewdacris was saying, this like I hold all the cards kind of deal. I can break you when I feel like it. Why would you even bring up you fucked up? I have your real name. I have your address. I have your IP address. Unless you're trying to threaten the guy. And that's very much what he was doing. And what I believe he's trying to make an example out of him. Don't you dare threaten this temporary income source. this source of income. Don't you dare threaten Easy Street, because if you do, I'm going to dox you. And, right after that, he goes on to say, I don't, this isn't a dox video. I don't condone that. But the funny thing is, if you guys noticed, he didn't tell anybody not to go after him. And he certainly didn't rebuke anybody from going after poor Be Awesome One. So I'm sure, based on the reaction in the videos, you can see the rally cry for his fans to take up arms and to fight off this, demoned Mr. Be Awesome One. We must fuck him up and we must intimidate him so that he never tries this again, and anyone else who does this will get the same. That's essentially what we're looking at. And, thank God, we've talked to Be Awesome One since, and he hasn't been specifically getting harassed or anything like that. No one's actually done anything to him, so thank God for that. But, we've had threats about our YouTube channel getting taken down and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, we are confident that people that watch our videos would go over to that if we made a new channel. Like, it's really not that big a deal. We don't monetize anything. What effect does that have to us? Like, have at it, I mean, if the second we get a strike, we'll re-download everything we got and we'll upload it to a new channel, and everyone that's interested in watching it will go over there. Like, it literally means nothing to us. So, like, this whole gonna get people back notion and stuff like that, it's like, I don't see who gets affected by this. I don't see what the point is to even threaten people. Take what is happening to you, people dropping their support of you, as a lesson, and use that to dictate your future behavior. Don't get worse because of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's regressing because of this, when he should be having some introspection here, looking at himself and saying, how could I possibly be at fault for this? Instead of, it's those mentally ill motherfuckers, it's those people, it's those sociopaths, they're sick, they're this, they're that. At what point, after blaming everybody else for years, at what point do you say, maybe I'm the problem?
Exactly. He needs to reflect on how he's being looked at by the public. He needs to think about, if he's going to do this for like a full-time job, you need to understand that you have faults and that you have to approve upon those faults, especially if you're going to be making money off of this. He should have been doing this a while ago, and he's still not doing it.
He just sounds like a moody teenage girl, just blaming everyone else for his issues. He can't look at himself. I mean, that's literally what a narcissist does. Just think about it. Every time something happens to him, he never looks at himself. He never looks at his mistakes. Like with the Twitch thing, it was Twitch's fault for daring asked him to lower his bit rate. I bet he's regretting doing that now, but it's just, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think he's incapable of, taking blame for himself or just admitting that he fucked up in some point. I think it's impossible. It's everyone else's fault but his own. It's everyone else's fault he got gout. Somehow we forced him. Somehow we ordered all this food for him, even though I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
Well, you understand, Che, it's his viewers' fault. You see, they watch the videos where he eats the fast food, and therefore it's forcing him to eat more fast food to make those videos.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
So it is our fault.
Always have a fucking black backup plan. Never depend on YouTube for income. How many fucking examples do you guys need to see? Don't rely on YouTube for a full-time job, because I guarantee you it's not going to work out in the long run.
Unless you have like a backup for it. That's the thing. That's what YouTube's meant to be. You need to have something else for it to support yourself.
A lot of people that get into YouTube, like seriously full-time gaming, stuff like that, a lot of them already have, a comfortable situation. A lot of them have side things. A lot of them already come from money, unless they're going to do it as a hobby. A lot of them that can dedicate that much time and really start up something like that and not be in risk of, having to pay this or that. A lot of them are in a comfortable situation already. It's very hard for the average person to start up from scratch and say, all right, I'm not going to work at all. I'm going to just completely, play video games full time. I'm going to build up a following from scratch. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine that if you're just a random person, like 18 years old, straight out of high school? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm starting from complete scratch. I'm just going to play video games and build up a following, and I'm going to make that a full-time job. You have to invest in capture software. You have to buy the games. You have to buy the consoles. You have to buy a PC decent enough to do all this stuff. You have to pay for internet, electricity, a house. Like, there's so much that goes into this for the average person that it's not really that reasonable unless you're balancing it with other stuff, some sort of job or something else like that on the side,
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And, again, in this reaction that Phil had, it's like, they threatened my life. They're threatening Leanna's life. It's akin to a physical threat. This is my business. This is my livelihood. I'm going to be homeless. They want me to go bankrupt. They want me to go bankrupt. And it's like, listen, man, it's just a YouTube channel. And you put yourself in this situation to be dependent on it where you have no other skills or anything else to offer up to the workforce, in your own words. Mm-hmm. You have no ability to get a job outside of this YouTube thing that's temporary by definition, by its very nature. It's temporary.
You see, if anything came out of it, we've been upgraded from mentally ill to sociopaths.
Yeah. He comes up with a worse, more severe word every time. I'm wondering what the next one is going to be.
I mean, were we called murderers already? So.
No. He said that we were basically the fuck was it? What is it? That we were like associated with almost getting him killed in that. So he said something. He was like indirectly involved, which I couldn't fucking believe. That was probably the second dumbest thing DSP ever said in his fucking life, to say that people that make criticism or parody videos is indirectly involved with you getting fucking megaphoned by like 3 or 4 police officers. I just couldn't believe that.
The one thing I don't understand, and I even posted on Twitter saying, because you're pointing the finger at one person that did this, it means that everyone's at fault because they're part of this, this person is part of that community. But it's like, rather than blaming the person itself, he makes it out to be like it's everyone else's fault that are pretty much involved with the community itself. Mm-hmm. And then that's pretty fucked up, especially to lump people together like that. If he just said, fuck this guy, and he just, kept going on about the guy rather than talking about the community he's a part of alone, then he would make more sense. But since he has to lump everyone together and make everyone part of the community look like the bad people, which in most cases we're not. It's just one person, did this.
Which he was in the right. I mean, he didn't even do anything malicious or evil or bad. You know what I mean? I mean, he claimed the copyright to a piece of artwork that he made that, at any time, like Fred said, if you don't want someone using your work, you can cut them off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me ask you this. What do you think would have happened, and I'll get to Alice in a second because I know she tried to time in. Let me just get this point. What would happen if Byasimon or Jackie Chan or any of these people shot Phil an email and said, hey, I'd like for you to not use my work anymore? You know what he would say? All right, fine. I just won't use it in the future. There's nothing I can do about the stuff in the past. I'm too busy. I don't have the time to go back and manually delete everything. There's no way I would he would just say, fine, I won't use it in the future then. You gave me permission, too bad. You know that. You know that's what he would say.
Yeah.
There'd be no urgency for him to go back and do that.
I don't know. I just don't understand the logic behind this. I mean, for one person's actions, not everyone here should be responsible for it. I mean, it's very silly, really. I don't understand his logic at all.
Especially when you're using, like, technically stolen word. Shouldn't have even had the begin with, and he really should have just taken the high road in the whole situation. He really had no reason to go off on Jackie Chan or BAO for what happened. It was all his fault. Like, and he's not taking responsibility for his actions at the end of the day.
Well, it also didn't help that he completely threw everything away after, like talking about do not harass this person, yada yada yada. He literally puts up this personal info or this so-called thing of this forums with all the names and shit saying I have your IP, I know your address, I know your full name. He really did not help his situation by doing that, because that's more fucked up than getting copyright claims on your video. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone else that would logically go from, oh, I have copyright claims on my videos, and then I know who this person is, and I'm gonna, post out publicly that I know this guy's personal information. That completely throws everything away.
Mm-hmm.
So, the least logical thing you could do, and Phil didn't. Somehow he managed to make himself look like even more of an idiot. Which is no surprise, because this is Phil we're talking about. Go on. Sorry.
I was going to just see if Alice wanted to chime in.
Oh, I was going to expand on something that Shay said earlier. He said Phil was acting like an emotional teenage girl. And I was just saying his meltdown video really reminded me of the Jessie Slaughter video where her grandfather was like, you done fucked up. I have your IP, and I'm reporting you to the cyber police or something. And Phil's meltdown video I know people were talking about this, really reminded me of that, just how he was pretty much flipping out, even though he was flailing his arms around less than he usually does. But the beginning of it, he looked really upset, like he'd been crying earlier.
He did.
And, but, yeah, you done fucked up.
Consequences will never be the same.
The consequences will never be the same.
One thing that I suspect of Phil is that whenever he drinks, he actually slowly thinks about what would happen if my YouTube channel were to completely go away. As in his tweets last night, him talking about how you guys should enjoy my content while it lasts and stuff. I think that when he's drunk, he slowly realizes it, but he never quite understands the concept of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he's, normal side Phil, he just,
Normal side Phil.
If there is a normal for Phil.
Normal meaning fucking shitty dicks side Phil.
So how many sides of Phil are there?
Too many.
I mean, this is a guy that I'm sorry. One of the funniest things I ever seen is this is a guy who waves his hand and had these extravagant and fucking always on jittery type movements every time he talks. And the sad thing is, I hate to say this again, but when he stuck his foot in front of the camera, he had to use like both hands. Like he couldn't lift his leg up by itself like it weighed a ton. He had to use like both hands to help him get like his leg up. Like, man, brother, you need to hit the fucking squats or do the running or something, man.
He's close to a
he's
gym
fucking
too.
crazy if you ask me. I think he's fucking crazy. I'm not the sociopath. He's a fucking oddball.
I was saying, like, a dude that stays at home all day and plays video games, you know. Wouldn't have the best social tendencies.
No. I mean, you know, it's just he has this like I hold all the cards mentality. I'm so much smarter than you mentality. And then when something happens, it's time to play victim. It's time to say that my life is on the line. You know, he has this bravado about him, and the second that anything happens to him, it's crying time. And I just think that sort of duality is just, I don't know, man, it's ridiculous. And it's very hard to pin down the real Phil if you're looking at it from the outside and you're just looking at what he presents to you. But when you think about it, when you take everything in, you start to get the full picture of it. And I think that's where people start to get added into this community. When they start to take in all the information that they've had and all their past experiences, and they finally reach their breaking point when they say, I'm going to pull the wool out from over my eyes. I'm going to stop looking at this in a sense of I just like his content and everything therefore is okay. I'm going to excuse his behavior. And I think that's a part of growing up. And I think that, you know, as Phil's audience get older, they then become skeptical of him. They start to open their eyes to these different things, and they graduate up to the anti-DSP community or whatever you want to call this.
Hey, I got a little story for you. What happens when Phil goes to a bar?
What is that air?
He goes up to one person and he says, I'll beat the fuck out of you. The other person says, what'd you say? Air. What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's
huge air.
I
Joe,
think
can you hear
it's
us?
the new guy.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, do you got a fan or something going on?
Yeah, I can turn that off. Hang on a second.
A little premature. We added him a little prematurely, but
shit.
Okay.
Whoops. I think I just.
Well,
guys.
And we've got echo.
Alright, I know.
Yeah.
Can we take care of this,
Yeah, I'm
Freddy?
working on it.
Yeah, you can join back whenever you get that fixed, okay?
I think I got it. Actually, how is it now?
Now there's like a low pitch buzz.
All right,
Yeah.
hang on. All right, let me turn the overhead one off then.
Well, you know, what happens when Phil enters a bar? He goes up to a person and he says, I'll beat you the fuck up what you say to me. And the other guy says, well, what you say to me? And Phil goes, what I was saying is that I have 911 on speed dial. That was a joke. You get it?
But we need.
Yeah. So, yeah, just, you know, it's crazy, you know. At one point he's sticking his chest out, but as soon as anything comes knocking on his front door, either, you know, physically or, you know, whatever the fucking other word for is, like in any sort of way, he fucking, like fucking, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean 911, like, you know, I'm gonna call, you know, the cops, not like 9/11, you know, the September 11th. I don't know how you could get that. Whoever said that in the chat.
Thanks for explaining
Yeah,
that.
he's gonna call September 11th in the bar. Yeah.
All right. So my apologies. We had a bit of a miscommunication. We ended up adding in our special guest here a little bit early before we expected it. But I guess we'll just move on to that anyways while we're here, and then we'll segue back so we can finish up that previous topic. What we have here, Mr. Joe is a former patron, and he wanted to tell his story. He reached out to me on Twitter and said, I'm a former patron. I just want to tell you guys my experience with Phil's Patreon and stuff like that. So thank you very much, first of all, Joe, for joining us on short notice. We very much appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. Sorry for the ambient noise. I had to shut off fans. But anyway, should be good now, right?
You're good now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit your history with Phil, and then we'll work on the whole Patreon angle.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say thank you again for having me on. It's a great pleasure. All right. Well, my history with Phil, I'm trying to make this brief. I started watching Phil's content back in, I'd say, very early 2010. And for up until I'd say the last year or so, maybe, it's been a very inactive member of the Darksideville community. I didn't really participate in the forums or anything like that. I watched his stuff, all that good stuff. And I will be the first to admit that I was, for a long time, a quote-unquote DSP fanboy. Of course, now I'm kind of ashamed of that, but we'll get to that, believe me. But, and for a while, I enjoyed his content. I really did. But there came a time, and I think there are several tipping points in Phil's history on YouTube. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that you can point to what has happened to Phil over the years is when money became involved. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion. I think looking back on the stuff that he did in the very early days, 2008, 2009, 2010, before he got laid off from his job, I actually think those were his glory days. It's just my opinion.
Okay.
And I think he was genuinely entertaining. Sure, he always had the sometimes borderline offensive sense of humor, but for the most part, I thought he was pretty entertaining. Not a whole lot bad I could have said about him.
Okay.
But what I think happened in a nutshell is when money became involved, like I said. When he started getting to the point, when he got laid off from that job in Connecticut, and he started to use YouTube as his main source of income, his bread and butter. That's when things took a turn, I feel. And it's become very clear in hindsight that money has been his main motivator ever since. And I think that's what started the spiral. Then, of course, you could look to, the whole Panda Lee situation, which, let me put it to you this way. When it comes to Panda Lee, I don't watch any of the videos on her channel. Mm-hmm. I've never bought any of her soap, nor will I ever.
Join the club, man.
And even on Phil's channel, whether it be DSP Gaming or the King of Hate Vlogs, I refuse to watch any of the videos of his that she is in any shape or form. She's only made things worse, I feel. And she's just so... you know what I mean? You guys know.
We know.
Yeah. So, there's that.
So, you were talking about really, where this started to turn for you, and then, obviously, the Patreon angle here.
Yes. Okay. So, I will admit I've been one to shit on you guys on the SoK before.
Aw, man.
But I think that was because of a lack of understanding and a blind fanboyism, basically. But slowly over, I'd say, the course of the last year, I started to open my eyes a little bit. I actually started to listen to some of your podcasts. I watched even some of Mr. Lewdacris's videos, which, by the way, you are hilarious, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I think between you and the SoK, you guys really started to open my eyes a little bit. And as time went on, and I remember specifically when I listened to the podcast where you guys had the Arid Lord on.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, okay, if somebody who Phil himself would consider a personal friend is saying this stuff about him, who's had personal interactions with him, not on the internet, but, that really, showed me something. I'm like, this guy, there's something not right here. So then, of course, we come to the whole Patreon thing. When he first launched his Patreon, when was it? I don't even remember. It was earlier this year. I signed up and, was like, cool, give Phil a little bit of money, yada, yada, yada. I think the highest amount I ever donated off memory was the $50 range. So I got a private Q&A video and all that.
Oh, wow. We should talk about that. So what? How did this go? None of us actually have done this, and we haven't really heard from anyone that has done this. So let us know, like, what was the process?
Okay,
what
somebody
was the
in
finished
this
product?
Skype chat said they think he started in February. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah,
actually.
he started in February.
Yeah, because I think Minecraft was like in March, so that would make sense. Well, what he did, is he sent out a message to me, and I'm sure whoever else qualified for a private Q&A video on Patreon, saying, here, and it was a mixed message. It had, stuff that he needed for the forums and all that good stuff too. But so I sent him, he's just like, send me a list of a few questions, try and keep it with it to a reasonable range where I can keep it within a 20, 30-minute video tops. And I'm like, okay. And I won't bore you with what was said in the video. It's not really super relevant, but I honestly thought when he made those videos, I was like, you know what? If this son of a bitch, because I started to have my eyes opened a little bit even then. And I was kind of on the fence about him. I said, if this son of a bitch monetizes this private Q&A video, I'm fucking done. Which he didn't. I will say that. He did not. I cannot speak for anybody else's private Q&A videos, but he didn't monetize mine.
Well, I mean, there would be one view on that video, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so was it an unlisted video?
Yes, it was an unlisted video, and what he did is once he had made the video, he sent another private message on Patreon to me with the URL.
Okay.
Basically. I think I still have the video saved somewhere on my YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
We would actually love to see that. I mean, if you could, we could possibly download that, maybe get it, and sort of have like an exclusive here, because a lot of people are curious.
All right, I can. Let me see while we're talking. Let me see if I can't find that for you guys. Then.
We're gonna have to act fast because we're obviously on the air right now. So
right.
If you can get the link, get it out to somebody immediately download it, because we need to act fast. We're against the clock here.
Okay.
We don't
Hang
want.
on. All right, I got it.
We don't want the brigade to go to Phil and say, "Oh, you need to delete it."
Right. Our stream's shutting down, guys.
I got
go down at any time.
Gotcha. All right, I got the link. Let me just make sure I copy it and put it in the Skype chat, I guess.
Yeah, that would work. If somebody can hurry up and grab that.
All right, there it is. That is the link to the private Q&A video that he sent.
And we're
me.
not going to play that on here because, Phil might
do
some shadiness with it. But does anyone have a YouTube downloader that they can hit that up with?
I'm working on it.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Fazzy.
Okay. Awesome.
Open up that Firefox.
Word.
I got it. I got mine too.
Cool.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Mr. Joe here, we now have an exclusive look into what Phil will give you for $50, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
A Pandalese strip dance. No, I'm kidding.
Now,
no, thank God, no.
Thanks for making me want to gouge my eyes out.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Don't give Person X more ideas, man.
So let's be honest here. When you received this $50 Q&A video, were you satisfied with the purchase? Did you feel as though it was worth the $50? Were you happy with how genuine he was with the answers? Was this a good thing? Was it a good experience?
I think for the most part, yes. He answered the questions that I had provided satisfactorily, which is what I wanted. It took me a bit to think, okay, I don't want to overload him, like he said, so let me just narrow it down. And so I did. But that was fine. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to get to here about this whole Patreon thing. And I am going to actually pull up another link for you guys that's very pertinent here. Is somewhere along the line, and I can't remember exactly when but I stopped pledging to his Patreon, right? And this was several months ago now, like 2 or 3 months ago, I think. Now, as I'm about to pull up in the forums, assuming he hasn't deleted the post, but I know where it is basically what I did is during this whole Project 7 fallout, I basically told him straight up, I was like, look, dude, you fucked up. You know, I mean, people pledged their hard-earned money for this. You know, you built up a massive amount of hype for it as well. And then I also threw something in there, because I didn't realize this, because like I said, I'm not a very active member of the DSP community, never have been. So when I went to post this on the forums, I noticed something. That I still had and this was just a couple days ago, mind you, earlier this week when the whole Project 7 fallout was going on. And I realized I still had my full patron benefits on the forums, even though I hadn't pledged a dime in several months. So I pointed this out to Phil in the post, as I gotta find the Anybody remember exactly where the Project 7...
Hammer in that keyboard. We are live on the air, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. The Project 7 thread. Anybody remember where that was?
I do remember it, but the only thing I really remember about it is that he was contemplating about that Project 7 was going to be about him in a room being like kind of like assaulting, being locked in there and forced to play that game.
AVG and clone.
I'd say February.
Well, I'm looking for the section of the forums it was on. I know he locked it, but I'm pretty sure I can still. But anyway, the point is, as I pointed this out to him, and I'm looking at the forums right now, and nobody has acted upon this. I still have the full benefits as of this moment. So, okay. I'm like, So, that's kind of shady, if you ask me. That he would, I don't know whether it's just he doesn't like. I don't know. Okay, I've got the thread. Let me see if I can find the post now. So, tell me, guys, is that not, a little bit fucked up that people who no longer pledge to his patrons can still get the patron benefits on the forums?
Yeah, it's kind of unfair to the people that. It is very weird, but yeah, it's unfair to the people that are actually paying. If you are actually paying, you do want to get those full benefits, but then again, you are paying Phil. No offense.
It seems more of laziness than anything else. Like, it just seems like...
it doesn't seem like anything deliberate now.
Yeah, it's just laziness. Onyx has been notably absent for a little while now, and we're a little bit suspicious of who he actually is, KG, but... it's just very weird with this Onyx situation where he's like completely out of the picture now, for almost no reason. Didn't really say anything.
And he's the one who handles all that stuff, right?
Right.
Oh, he was on all the time. I mean, I'd go to work, and during my break, I'd just say for the fuck of it.
Wait a minute, I could have just pulled this up by looking at my posts on my profile. Oh my god. All right, well, I found it anyway now, but okay. All right, let me see. Do you guys know a way how I can just link the post itself and not the page, or should I just link the page, I guess?
Probably just link the page.
All right. So, all right, here we go.
A bit of read never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
All right, there it is, and it's under the username King Caboose 2003. It's Let me see if I can count it.
This is page 3.
Yes.
Let's see. All right. Yep, there it is. That's you, King Caboose?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So it's there for them to see that, hey, for what it's worth.
You're an auspicious patron, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, according to them. All right. So then this whole Project 7 thing. All right. I very, very seriously considered pledging last month because he had put up the goal of Project 7 and all that. And I was hyped for it. I enjoyed Project 7 back in the day, or what, was ultimately came of it. I thought this would be cool. Why don't I see if I can make this happen? But then I had a nagging doubt in the back of my mind. I was like, something's not right here. I think what it came down to is I was like, okay, he's in the middle of a bunch of playthroughs right now. I thought, how the hell is he, he's not going to take the time out necessary. I thought he's not going to take the time out of streaming to really do this, and he's going to run out of time is what I thought. And ultimately, that was his excuse at the end of the day. So I said, you know what? No. But anyway. Yeah, so that's just my feeling on it, and I don't know. It's just, yeah. And honestly, I'm not surprised any of the stuff that has happened in the Fallout. I mean, I'm glad people are standing up to him, and at this point, I'm done with Phil. I mean, he screwed up. I mean, he took people's money, built up the hype, and then just said, see, no Project 7 here.
I mean, the moment when he said he was only going to take like 2 days off to write the script, I knew he wasn't going to do it. Because, dude, 2 days off to write a whole script, that's fucking insane. I remember we had Still Laugh Gaming, or Still Laugh, on here. He was, he makes movies and videos, and he said it was bullshit. So, I mean, it was impossible. There's no way he was going to do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry if I'm a little long-winded, guys.
It's all good.
But,
It's all
yeah.
Good. It's all right. I mean, we thank you for telling this to us. Really appreciate getting it from the other side, someone who has appreciated Phil's work, whether it be some of it in the past or his creative endeavors like Project 7. It's really good to get someone else's perspective on this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that.
Well, you guys are welcome, and thank you again for having me on. I know this was sort of impromptu, and I'm sure you might have even thought, this seems a little odd, but okay. But, yeah. I mean, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. I mean, it's messed up. It is what it is. And I will say this, and I mentioned this on Twitter to one of you guys. I think it was Fred. I said, mark this down as the time that we're all going to look back on and see it as the beginning of the end for Phil. And I stick to that because I think we are at a tipping point. And I wouldn't be surprised because you guys, I'm sure, noticed that on Patreon every month, the last couple days of the month, there's this surge of people pledging. And it usually gets an extra maybe couple hundred bucks out of that surge. I think it's going to be quite the opposite this month myself. Mm-hmm. And I would not be surprised if you see the opposite of a couple $100 falling off in those last couple days. Well, and if so, good riddance.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And obviously, it was something that we thought would be unique to get, someone who was a fan. You said yourself, you were critical of us and stuff like that. And, you really liked Phil and stuff like that. So we thought it would be a good idea, to get that perspective, like Alice said.
I want to thank you guys again, first for having me on, and second for really opening my eyes to the kind of shit this guy's been up to for years at this point.
You're absolutely welcome. I mean, what we do is we try to present the facts. We try to always demonstrate evidence for everything that we're trying to, tell people and stuff like that. We try not to just come up here and make stuff up, or, if we get it wrong, we try to make amends for that or try to make a correction. So I appreciate that. We all really appreciate that, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. And and I will continue to listen, and probably won't watch. I won't watch too much of Phil's stuff anymore. I'm just gonna be like, screw it. He's not even worth me giving him the money for my view at this point. I just can't. I'll watch This Is How You Don't Plays, and of course the podcasts and Lewdacris's videos. But beyond that, I am just done.
Nice.
Well,
word.
All right, man. Well, hey, like I said, thank you very much for calling in. We very much appreciate it, and we look forward to talking with you in the future, and, we'll get an update and see how you're doing, man.
All right. Well, that would be great. I will talk to you guys soon, I guess.
See you later, buddy.
Bye.
have fun being a mentally ill sociopath.
I will, and love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that was Mr. Joe, a former patron of Mr. Phil, and yeah, we just wanted to, get a good perspective from somebody who was, monetarily giving to Phil and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and that it was informative. Let's get back on track. Like I said, we'd accidentally got him a little bit before we finished up our previous segment, and we didn't want to dump him as soon as we got him in. So let's go back. I guess maybe the way we'll get back on track are some of Phil's recent tweets about the situation. So let me just read you guys a few of these if you guys are interested. Number 1, 2 hours ago. Rate things are going. Don't know if I'm going to be able to record anything today. I'm hopeful, but we'll see. I'll keep you informed here. Next. Update. I should at least be able to play Splatoon later tonight, but it obviously won't be as much as I'd hope. Still editing vids now. Next. FYI. You'll probably run into missing/private vids on DSP Gaming now. This is intentional, so don't freak out. Anything with art is going away. Moves on. Finally, some good news. Done with messing with vids and about to eat. Afterwards, I'll spend a chunk of time in Splatoon to form final thoughts. So, he's got some shit going on. He needs to make sure that he gets rid of some of these videos. It seems as though he has some fresh copyright strikes. It seems as though something happened here, because he's back to deleting videos again.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely possible. I mean, how many strikes do they have now? 2? I don't think he wants to get that 3rd one. And that challenge termination.
Yep.
So, yeah. Or maybe he's actually not being lazy and being cautious and taking off every single piece of fan art he's ever had on his channel, which is gonna take forever. But I won't put it past him, really. He's a bit too lazy for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's very paranoid about the situation at hand.
He is.
Maybe he'll finally take the time to edit his goddamn videos for once, rather than pushing out the quality, or rather than pushing out the quantity.
I think the keyword you're looking for here is once. He won't be doing that again.
I don't know. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that he hasn't edited anything. I mean, he's done that with the PlayStation Move stuff. But even that for him is hard work, supposedly.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that the way he does his streams is very inconsistent and unprofessional. That's just me.
To be honest, this could actually help his quality content because he will no longer have a stream chat to hold his hand through gameplay. So he's going to have to figure things out himself. so he might rage more. Who knows? So it might actually help the quality of his content.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, no more
Well,
stream
you're gonna
chat.
be offline, so we could just look it up on the cheat codes or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's got like game facts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's not a live guide that is completely contextual to what he's doing.
Yeah, that's true. He actually has to look for it. But
Yeah,
then that
like-
might make it even more boring because you know he's not gonna pause for that shit.
I don't give a fuck. I don't watch
He's
this
not
shit
gonna edit
anyways.
That shit out. That's true, yeah.
But it might actually end up benefiting some of his fans that he's not using the stream chat.
It'd be like the good old days.
Huh.
It was funny.
Fucking chat. Go ahead. That fucking stream chat.
I'm telling you, man, that stream chat is the downfall of his content because he gets to act so confident and smug now when he plays games. Instead of, well, I might not do well at this. He has to, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fucking this and that, He has like this whole bravado about himself now that he's equipped and armed with his stream chat that's going to hold his hand. Oh, well, Phil, you have to go pick up this item, and now that you have this item, now you can play the game in this style. It's like, come the fuck on, man. Let him play the game himself.
Do you know what's annoying as well is the fact that he never acknowledges it. Like, you'll see him be stuck on a puzzle, and he'll be doing the same thing over and over, and then somebody has wrote it in the stream chat, and then miraculously he'll go, now hold on a minute. Now hold on. Yeah. What if I do it like this? Yeah, that works. Okay, I figured it out, guys.
Yeah.
And that there's like 10 people going, Phil, you're being an idiot, do it like this. And he never acknowledges it. And he thinks the people are stupid, that they think, oh, Phil it just came to him.
I'll never forget. Sorry, go ahead, Faz.
I was going to say, in his Crash 2 playthrough, he does acknowledge the chat, but it's only one guy telling him everything in the game. It was just terrible.
What about Vice City Stories when he was figuring out the code and then he said that he did it?
That's what I was going to say.
Yes. Oh, goddamn. Oh,
I was there live for that. I remember because I was so excited to watch him fuck that game up. All right, I'm there and he's playing I think it's Domo Arigato, whatever. It's the robot mission where you have to go down into the basement and unlock the safe. Mm-hmm. And he's messing with the codes, right? He's and he's fucking up. He's failing. He's going back. He's yelling. All of a sudden, he's messing with the codes. Then he goes, let me try this. Like, he takes a pause. Oh, let me try this. Goes directly to a unique 4-digit code that he wasn't even close to doing and puts it in and goes, oh, I just did it by random. I was there watching the chat. I saw it was completely spammed with the code.
I forgot what playthrough it was, but it was one where he was sitting there staring at the chat for like 2 minutes, and then someone claimed that he should stop looking at the chat, and he's like, wow, guys, I haven't even looked at the fucking chat. I haven't looked in the chat in like 1 billion years.
Yeah. I remember that quote.
He was sitting there like fucking, and it was so obvious he was staring at it. And someone made a this is how you don't play of whatever playthrough that was of him just staring at the chat, and he's like, I haven't looked at the chat for like 1 billion years.
Oh, you mean like PT? Because that shit, he looks at the chat a lot. Same for Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I think it was Dark Souls.
Yeah, I think it wasn't Dark Souls 2 that happened. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was classic.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of stupid shit, and I mean, he keeps saying that he doesn't look at the chat whenever there's like a big thing going on in the game, but it's pretty bullshit. He relies on that shit so much that, like, we all know that he does rely on it solely.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I just got a piece of fan-generated video footage. Now we'd have to insta-sync it or something else like that. I don't know how we'd be able to do this efficiently.
Is it a YouTube video?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There's no way that we could all watch it and react to it properly.
What do you mean? We can insta-sync it just fine.
It's kind of clunky, don't you think?
Not really.
I mean, we don't know what's in it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Set up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me start to set it up. You guys go ahead and talk while I set this up.
But yeah, it's the I don't know, man. Like, whenever the stream chat. This is why I never liked watching people play games blind, because, like, a lot of people rely solely on the chat, and it's not just Phil. There are certain people that also do that too. They'll look at the chat, and I mean, I'm not here to shame that or anything, but it does kind of ruin the experience of playing the game blind. And even people that do that, like say, you know, oh, these playing these games blind and having people hold my hand through it is kind of annoying. And a lot of people nowadays are against backseat gaming. But here's Phil, doesn't give two shits, relies fucking solely on the chat, and yeah, it's pretty much
against both. I'm kind of against backseat gaming and blind playthroughs because I feel like, you know, playthrough you should at least know something about the game before you play it. So at least play it once, then go back and play it.
Yeah.
Because then you just, if you're playing it blind, you're just wasting time for yourself and for your viewers because you don't know what the hell you're doing to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So yeah, at least have some professionalism with it. Play the game first.
I mean, well, you see, whenever I get into a game such as, I don't know, like Ratchet and Clank, for example, I don't want to know the story and what's going to happen. I'd want to figure it out myself, even if it means finding all the collectibles myself. It might waste time, but it might feel... There's a certain bit of satisfactory that goes into it, into figuring it out yourself and not looking it up. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, that's why I'm against, you know, like, when it comes... Usually I just hide the chat whenever I'm watching streams, and whenever I'm streaming myself, like, especially the game that's blind, I don't look at the chat, like, at all. I pretty much figure out the game myself, but whenever I'm, like, at a part that's, like, extremely difficult, like a very... like RNG type of thing, I do have someone in the chat that tells me like there is an efficient strat to do it better, but not like completely holding my hand through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm indirectly having my hand held through it the whole game. Like I can figure out, I adapt very fast when it comes to newer games, so.
That's the difference. You don't rely on the chat 100% of the time, or for every unknown thing. You don't rely on it. That's the difference.
At least I stream games that I've played before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you don't get stuck.
So yeah.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna say anything. It's hilarious.
Go on, Elsa.
I guess you should.
No, I'm done.
Oh, all right.
Floor is all yours, Freddy.
Perfect.
So how about that
all
weather?
Right. Yeah, thank you, Freddy. So anyways, yeah, so let's look at this in terms of, all right, so we've got the channel, it's got a strike on it. There's possibly more to come. Phil is possibly trying to squeeze some views out of this playthrough to make him, to make people actually watch it, because when you think about it, Phil's content a lot of times is day one. Obviously with Splatoon, this is a return to a game, so there isn't really a day one vibe to it, but maybe he's thinking if he makes some drama around it, maybe if he makes it urgent, like, oh man, if you don't come to this video now, it might get taken down. Maybe he's trying to generate some views off of it to make up for the lack of streaming today.
That's possible, yeah.
I think he does that as well.
Yeah, I think he does that as well.
He's like a... Sorry, Jay.
Go ahead, say what you got to say.
He's like a bad car salesman. He has to add that sense of urgency, or that he has to put that emphasis on it. You know, if you got to see it now, or, you know, it might not be there when you come back. That's what he reminds me of. He's trying to sell a car or something.
Just gotta get the bandwagon going.
He's trying to play the victim so he can get as many views out of it as possible. He's trying to get all attention on himself. He thinks there's this big conspiracy with sociopaths against him. That's all he's doing. And the idiots will buy it up. That's something about a victim complex. You always got your group of idiots that buy that shit up.
Yep.
It's not the end of the world for him. He'll be fine.
That cried SOK.
Well, it is what it is.
Really is. But yeah, he always does that sense of urgency. It's like, urgent, everybody's gotta watch it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He always does it, and then it turns out to be like nothing at all that serious. And then he just goes to make fun of people or talk shit about them. That's about it.
It was it was like I forgot which stream he was trying to push, but he was almost implying like, oh, we're gonna have two old guests here. Like he was implying that he was gonna have Rambo and Howard on. I forgot which one was that? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Oh, you mean when he had Area Lord and the P-Dog on?
Yeah, and he was pushing it like he was gonna have, other people on. He was really, really trying to place emphasis on it and a sense of urgency, like, oh, you got to see it, it's so important,
No.
But
It was literally two fucking people stroking DSP's ego for like 50 fucking minutes. That's really what it was. I remember that video. He hyped it up like it was going to be John or somebody else, and it just turned into a hug box.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so great. I remember when I saw this, Phil. Phil, I got my knee pads ready for you, Phil.
Yeah, man, Ariad Lord was really fucking hamming it up. It was like 80% Ariad Lord, and P-Dog was just like, uh-huh. Yep. You're right, yep. That's it. And Ariad Lord just fucking tap dancing all over just fucking his past and his present and his future, and good God. That was fantastic. It was great. I thought it was great. Ariad Lord is a big talker, but I didn't know what the segment was going to be. I didn't know that it was going to be like, them like highlighting why Phil is so great or anything like that. It ended up being more of like, yeah, I thought it was going to be like, how are you guys doing? How is everything going? And they just like circled back at every time to like, well, this is why Phil's great, and this is why Phil brought us together, and this is why Phil is a pioneer, and if it wasn't for Phil, this sort of content wouldn't even be around, guys.
I like how they say it's a pioneer, but when like Slow Beef, one of the first people to do that shit, Let's Plays.
That guy who Phil was talking about, he thought the dude was writing an article about him, about the origins of Let's Plays. He found out who actually did it, and it was several years before Phil did. It was on some sort of forum. I can't remember who exactly was the first person to do it, but that guy that wrote the article that Phil thought was about him, he found out who pretty much was the first one. I wish I knew that guy's name.
Slow Beef.
Was it Slow Beef on that forum that did that years ago? I can't...
I mean, even Let's Plays in general. Like, people back in the 80s were recording their shit with, like, fucking camcorders and VCRs, so Let's Play isn't really new, just new on, like, the internet standpoint.
You know what's funny? I actually did that when I was a kid. I used to do Let's Plays with a VHS. Like, I would record myself playing games.
Yeah, that's what people used to do back in, like, the 70s and 80s. I'm sure there's somebody out there with, like, an Atari recording from, like, 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's it. Immortal. Okay, on something awful. That's where it was, apparently. I remember seeing it on that forum a long time ago, and I was like, oh. But it started out with, like, pictures or something, how he was narrating what he was doing in pictures, and then he uploaded a video with no audio of him playing it, and then narrated it with text, and then he finally did it with a voice over the video, I think. So the evolution of the first internet Let's Play, pretty interesting.
Yeah,
but
it just never work. It's never been work.
Yeah, Phil's never innovated really anything. I gotta say that he's not an innovator.
It's
he's
just
a pioneer.
Yeah. Just the I don't know, like the audacity to call something like that work. I mean, yeah, you can make money off of it, but to call something like that work, I don't care if it was 2006, 2007. It's never been work. It's literally you playing video games, doing a hobby. That's all it's been. I don't know how he could just sit there and even after all these years later, just call it like legit work that gets you stressed out and work that takes a physical or mental toll on you because that's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not work. You can make money off of it, but it's not work.
That's all he does. He sits on his ass and plays video games for like 8 hours a day, and then he gets up, eats, and then he does the same shit.
Yeah. us doing this podcast isn't work. All this shit, it's not like this stuff on the internet is not work. So for him to have I don't know, an ego and like he deserves money off of it is just ridiculous.
Even before this, he was even lazier before this. All he did was get up, press the play button on his camcorder, sit back down, press the stop button. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
all
would
he
say
did.
it's a privilege, not a right, with something like this.
I would say this: if DSP was huge, like PewDiePie and those other big Let's Players, he wouldn't have to worry about getting another job because he's big on YouTube. But since his business is going down to a big decline, he has no choice but to get a job.
Well, it's not like anybody's gonna hire him with that gap in his fucking employment record, but
That's why you don't rely on YouTube as a job.
exactly, it's secondary. Your real life's primary, YouTube secondary. Every time. Life tips from Moonman.
There you go, man. Very nice. Yeah, I just think that we're gonna see. We're gonna see how things pan out for him. Machinima's got his back on this apparently, so they're out to make sure that the gaming world gets brought down a notch with every single video. For them, you can't really blame them though, because I mean, look at the arrangement they have. They get to have this guy at such a small percentage of the revenue he generates, and he's not on like some fixed contract where, you get $1 million a year despite performance. It's performance based, and they give him a small cut of the revenue he brings in. So literally having him is just free money. And, the people have not voiced their displeasure with Machinima enough for it to become a problem where they're actually going to drop him, If there were some gigantic backlash against Phil, where, they couldn't defend it or they actually had to address it in some way, then, it would change things. But at this point, he's just generating free income for them at this point. And they don't really have to even do much for him. Like, in this situation, right, it probably feels like they're doing all this stuff for him when all they have to do is just, like, send an email to YouTube and be like, hey, one of our managed partners got claimed, and we think that it's fraudulent. Check it out. That's it. Like, even if Machinima didn't help him at all, he'd be able to appeal it, and the next step is that the copyright holders would have to take him to court. Excuse me. I almost burped there. They'd have to take him to court. So, it's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't, like, I don't even think Machinima did anything other than just say, calm down. Like, we're going to quote unquote handle it, Mm-hmm. So for them, it's a beneficial relationship for them. They don't have to really do anything there. That's just free money. One-way street.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Machinima will keep hold of him because basically just free money. Why from a business standpoint, why even let go of that asset? He's not doing anything to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally just money in your pocket. You can do whatever stupid shit he wants. You're still getting money at the end of the day. If you weren't, who cares?
As long as it doesn't affect them.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it hasn't.
It's kind of like his relationship with Patreon. Just free money, Why stop anything? It's free money.
Or his relationship with Leanna.
Oh, yeah. It's just money, Why stop
Underwear
anything?
time.
Free money.
Free money.
Underwear time is down 50% this quarter. I tell you what.
Better get those views up,
100%.
Phil.
Stockholders are very disappointed.
Yes. Leanna is a stockholder. She only talks to business managers. She gets 50% of what he makes.
No, I was talking about Phil. Shareholders are very disappointed with 50% drop in underwear time.
She is a shareholder in the DS stock. So I think that covers that. We covered our bases with all those other topics. Let's move on to this is how you don't play illegal. Phil saw lawyers. This notion of this is how you don't play is being not fair use, not transformative works, and Phil saying that lawyers have seen this and they are, I can sue them. It's ridiculous.
I don't know what lawyer he's ever talked to.
Why don't you start us off, Moonman?
Well, I've read up on fair use many a times, and I could say that this is how you don't plays are transformative works. It means that they cannot be pulled for copyright under parody, And the only way that it can be is if it affects the copyright holder's monetary gain, which in this case is Machinima, and it is not affecting them at all in case of views. So you heard it here. This How You Don't Play is illegal. Is legal.
Is legal. All right. It almost sounded like you said it is illegal, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I stuttered a bit, but it is legal.
Do I have to mention the plenty of times Phil said it was okay to use his content?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, Phil's going to go on his little vlog, and he's going to say, all right, well, I've got this screen cap here, which is legally binding evidence that you guys gave me permission to use this fan art. Well, so did he, and we had that too. When this whole thing was going on with Minecraft, with Hotline Miami, with all these things that we were involved in, getting our channels flagged for copyright, we were getting prepared to fight it, because we were. And not a single time did Machinima actually follow through with this. It was actually an intimidation tactic. And if you want to talk about copyright fraud and copyright abuse, that is DMCA abuse. They literally flagged those videos with no intention on following up with them to intimidate us and to cause a chilling effect on our free speech and freedom of expression through art. They wanted to take away our ability to make parody videos for at least 14 days and just get us to stop and get us afraid of this law. We're going to get in a lawsuit with Machinima and all this stuff, when they didn't have a single intention to follow through on any of those. And they never did. And what they decided to do is change up their tactic and actually go and monetize videos instead. Instead of trying to take them down, well, fuck it. If we can't beat them, join them. We're just going to take the money from it.
I tell you, he was talking to a lawyer. He was talking to Lionel Hutz. I think that's the only one that told him was illegal.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Salt. Salt Goodman.
You know what gets me is that if in the beginning, if he would have embraced the this is how you don't play videos, if he would have embraced that concept, he would have gotten so many more views, and things would have gone over so much better if he just embraced that idea from the beginning. He watches them and be like, oh yeah, guys, that's funny stuff. You know, keep making them. Oh, look at that, I failed then. You know, oh Jesus Christ. If he would have gone along with the joke and embraced this is how you don't play videos, things would have gone a lot better for him. You know, that's just what gets me, and it would have been so much less effort on his part. He wouldn't have had to fight it, file claims against people. It's so much less effort just to go with the joke. And it would have been better for him. He would have gotten more views if he would have just gone along with the joke. And it would have been less effort, which I know he does not like putting in effort into things. So, you know.
There would... Go ahead, Tori.
I don't see why he would be pissed off by the whole "this how you don't play." Have you seen your play style, Phil? The stuff that you be doing, it is a "this is how you don't play." So you shouldn't even be offended by the title of it. You're terrible at video games.
It's like a best of montage.
Exactly.
You know, and Alice is absolutely correct. Imagine if he had like a more welcoming, you know, open door kind of policy about that. He could have even struck up like partnerships with people that make them and put them on his channel and monetize them just on the promise that he would shout them out. And, you know, I'm sure that there are people that made This How You Don't Plays that would have been like, oh yeah, I'll get it on Phil's channel. I'll get exposure from it. You know, this, that. You know, there are people like that in this community that, you know, have a sense of self-gain, which is unfortunate, but there are people that probably would have did something like that, and he could have probably started up a trend. Like, oh, yeah, submit your This Is How You Don't Plays here and taken control of it.
Yep. If he would have just had a positive outlook on it, it could have turned out to be a great thing. This is how you don't plays are so popular now. If he would have just embraced that he was a shitty Let's Player, he would have gone far, but nope. Gotta keep up the ego.
And you know that's the difference between him and people like PewDiePie. People like to shit on PewDiePie a lot and other big YouTubers, but that's the difference between him is Phil's his ego. Like if Phil would have, like I said, embraced that concept of This Is How You Don't Plays and would have joined in the joke, been like, if he could laugh at himself and would have dropped the ego, he'd be in a much better position now, whether it be reputation, financially. He'd probably be doing a lot better if he just embraced that, joined in the joke a while back, like you guys said. And, you know, maybe even struck up some sort of partnerships with people that make those type of videos. And he could have even branched out from there, even more so than this is how you don't play videos. He'd be in a much, much better position. But yeah, he's not the most positive person. So, and I don't think he's going to be willing to just drop that huge ego. So that's not going to happen.
Drop the victim complex, drop the woe is me shit. That's what he needs to do. He needs to drop all that bullshit because they're terrible flaws to have, and you're a terrible human being when you act like that.
Yep. What do you think, Mr. Lewdacris? I know that you don't make This Is How You Don't plays, but what do you think about this notion that they're in some way illegal or that they're going to be put to a stop and that, he's consulted with lawyers who apparently watch our videos and they all agree that this is illegal?
It's a load of bollocks, really, isn't it? Because it's pretty much what he's doing. I remember ranting about something like this. I can't even remember. It seems like ages ago. Do you remember when he came out and he was like talking about how his work is like art, and he was saying like, if I take The Last of Us, it's like The Last of Us is a blank canvas, and then I do my commentary on it, and it's like I've painted a beautiful portrait. And it becomes a transformative work, and he's sort of like that's how he gets around how he makes his money off of video games. Mm-hmm. And pretty much This Is How You Don't play. They're exactly the same, isn't it? If he wants to look at it from that perspective, I mean, personally, I think obviously The Last of Us is the artwork, and Phil's commentary is like graffiti,
absolutely,
basically. But if we're gonna this is how he wants to play it. So we're to believe The Last of Us is a blank piece of a blank canvas. His commentary is the art. Well, This Is How You Don't play. You look at it as his playthrough is a blank canvas now, and all the the editing, the clips, that get put into that and stuff, and the comments that get put on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that sort of stuff is now the art. So it's a transformative work in the same sense that his playthrough is a transformative work. So it's absolutely no different. It's just because it's again one of these things where one rule for him, another for everyone else. It's like it's fine for him to make money off of like a Naughty Dog product or something, but like you can't make money off of, well, not necessarily make money, but you can't upload a video of him because it's like all copyright and bollocks. It's stupid. It's one rule for him and then another rule for everyone else. Makes no sense.
Do you remember when he got copyright strikes on his channels from Rockstar? I believe he had from Nintendo, stuff like that. He flipped his shit about, it's a transformative work. This is ridiculous. Yeah. You could literally just lift his argument, like just take a clip of him arguing that his content and just replace it with the word "This Is How You Don't play," and it would look like he's making the exact same case.
He does that a lot, doesn't he? Don't you think if you look at his Tim Schafer rant now, you could pretty much replace what he's going on after Tim Schafer for with him. On Project 7, what he's done. It's amazing how, and the irony is sort of just lost on him. Like, you'd think, oh shit, I'm literally just like having a go at this guy for something I did like a couple months ago. He's a fucking moron. Yeah, and this is the same thing. If he's going around saying that, it's transformative work, isn't it? He's already argued this point across himself, so I don't know why he's now. Basically, if he's saying that it's not right to do This So You Don't play, then I don't see how it's fair for him to make money off of computer games.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, him commentating over games is actually less of a transformative work than This Is How You Don't plays because he's not editing anything. He's just putting out the raw gameplay with him talking over it. So it's taking money away from the people that develop the games because people would much rather, well, in quotes, much rather watch him play than buy the game. Mostly because it's free, it's out there. Just mute the audio and it'll be the same game. Holy shit.
Don't tell him that. You'll be a sociopath.
That's right.
If you're gay, like I said, he has this extreme. Either you're with me 100% or you're against me 100%.
As well, imagine if you're like you spent all this time making a video game and you create something that you deem to be a brilliant piece of artwork. You spent months and months on it, and then you typed it into YouTube or whatever, and you saw this fat, gouty man-child basically playing it poorly and then, complaining about the controls being shit and all this sort of stuff. That actually, anyone who takes him seriously might negatively look at your game and go, oh, this game looks shit. Look how much trouble this guy's having with it. It can also sort of shine things on a bad light.
Yeah, that's true.
The way he's saying that This Is How You Don't play is, people see This Is How You Don't play and they think my content's shit. Well, you perform badly whilst playing a game and complain about the game being shit. You're also making the game look shit. So it works both ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, one rule for him, another for everything else.
It's always. There's one rule for him and his business and one rule for everybody else. You know? It's just hypocrisy. It's whatever he will say, whatever combination of words it takes him to do to continue to make money on YouTube and do the bare minimum to get by. And that's literally, you can just sum him up with that. He will do or say whatever it takes for him to continue to scrape by doing the bare minimum in life. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is Darkside Phil in a nutshell. And only when that is threatened, then it calls him to action. Now I need to take this seriously with this copyright. Now I need to delete these videos. Now I need to make these private. Now I need to stop taking fan art. He'll spring into action when it's going to be a threat to his ability to get by doing, to take a term from Mr. Lewdacris, fuck all. And, that's his goal. You look at people's life goals. What's your life goal? To do fuck all and to make money from it, from other people. To make money from the labor of other people. So,
not to mention, he kind of has kind of wants his fan base to be like a cult. You know what I mean? Even you can't. I remember one time he said about Jackie Chan, and he left this in the comments. He's like, he was seen talking to my detractors and going in their chats and shit like he's a fucking FBI or something, and the shit he did with Evil Table and all of that. He just, it's like what he said, what Lewdacris said. He wants to Jedi mind trick people and to be 100% for him, and like his fucking defense force, literally like his own defense force, where if you say one thing bad about him, everyone hops on you and he doesn't have to defend himself because he's behind a wall of fucking fanboys.
Yeah, like he's in a fucking war or something. Shit, it's like the Cold War.
It is. To him, it's war. You ain't gonna fuck with my fucking easy paycheck.
It's disrupted by content, okay?
So, I think we've covered that. No more live streaming right now. No more fan art. Strikes on the vlog channel, and now the DSP flagship channel. There's one more thing I want to bring up, and I thought that this was very interesting. This popped up on Twitter last night, and it has to do with one of our favorite fans, one of our most loyal viewers and followers, Mr. K. Gahalion, as some people would pronounce it, but Mr. K. Gahalion, he tweeted that why are we blaming Phil for the machinima takedowns when it was actually him? And he showed a screen cap of a conversation between him and machinima on email that had 100 emails in the conversation, and also the subject line said, this is how you don't play, and it's cut off, but it looks like an M for Minecraft. And if you guys remember, that's where this stuff started. It started at this is how you don't play Minecraft. Now, it obviously had Phil Burnell as the claimant. DSP Gaming was the original claimant, but after that it switched to machinima. And what Mr. K. Gallion is trying to say is that was actually him that was doing that. Now let's think about this rationally, okay? If you're K. Gallion and you have the best interests at heart for Phil, why would you sit back behind the scenes and flag other people's videos and not claim responsibility for it and let Phil take the blame for that? The understanding was that Phil is literally just finding these videos, or Liana is finding these videos, and they're emailing it to machinima. This is what you need to go take down. Basically like sicking the dogs on people. Why would you then do that yourself? Have 100 email conversation with machinima on trying to take down our videos, and sit back and not bring it up until now? What good does that do? Like, oh, you guys blamed him for that, but it was actually me all along. What is that? That's like, it makes no sense. Like, you literally just sabotaged Phil yourself. If you're trying to say that this was all because of the ill will that was built up because of stuff like the Project 7 and that this is how you don't play is getting taken down, you sabotaged him yourself.
He made Phil look like an idiot.
You did.
Yeah. That was the most elaborate plan to backfire.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew KG was a fucking idiot, but this is kind of hitting the bar. I'm
Where's
sorry.
that rant on KG, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, your most beloved fanboy who, you know, was taking you to task for Project 7, he actually fucked you over pretty bad.
Yeah, guys, but, you know, he apologized to me, so everything's all good now.
Everybody blamed Phil for that. And yes, there was evidence to say that Phil originally did it. And the only evidence we have right now is just KG showing a conversation back and forth with Machinima. But it does make sense that KG is going and finding these "This How You Don't Play" videos, because he looks at our Twitters all the time. He's always stopping by our Twitters, checking it out, having a little conversation with us here or there. But I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that was really one of the things that people were really pissed off with Phil about, was the "This How You Don't Play" takedowns from Machinima. And there you go. Mr. Nomad linked it in the chat. I'll stitch this in the video. People were mad about that. And, oh, look, KG is the one that's actually behind the scenes doing that and not saying anything until after the damage is done.
You know what? I'm not gonna hold my breath with Phil calling out KG, but it makes sense. Where you at, Phil?
Come on, he donates to my. Oh wait, no, he doesn't.
I got you.
Here's the thing, KG. If you were such a big shot, if you were gonna try to be a man and take us down and all this shit, why wouldn't you take credit for that? Why wouldn't you stand up and say, "Yeah, it was me flagging it, and there's nothing you can do about it"? You literally did damage to Phil and his reputation and built up ill will towards him that led to this kind of stuff, based on you and your personal vendetta against people that talk shit about Phil. You damaged Phil. You did more damage than we could, because you were actually going there and having Machinima take down our videos and actually damaging us and taking away our videos that we worked hard on. Not any sort of money, because they're obviously not monetized, but the principle of the thing. We work hard on these videos. You go and you take them off our channel just for your own laughs, your shits and giggles, to feel like you got a one-up on us. And Phil took all the heat while you did that.
Hey, great job, KG.
Yeah. You did a good job for us.
You, sir, are the biggest dumbass on YouTube.
What an idiot.
Double agent KG.
Should have spent less time sucking Phil's dick.
That's some good work you did there, bud.
Oh, brother, he's got. Oh, brother,
Look at the size of that package.
Brother, he's got the titanium knee pads going on. Get out of here with that.
Holy hamburgers, guys! Look at the size of that package.
Oh my gosh! Look how big that water is. Jesus Christ! Look at it going and shit. Hi guys, how you
Look at
doing?
all these Asian people. Oh my God! Look, it's a sea lion.
Oh my God! Oh, I went to Japan.
Homos.
I went to Japan.
Japanese water.
So there's my piece on the KG thing. I just thought it was ridiculous for him to come out, of all things, yesterday after Phil gets a strike on his DSP, like, oh no, don't go after him, go after me instead. It was actually me all along. Like, dude, you could have did that from the beginning.
Like
Fred, don't you wanna go to Japan and go buy a blue snowball mic and look at the water?
Yeah.
Go to a close mall and just look at the stores.
He got a
Delicious.
Yeti, Che. Come on, don't sell him short. He got a Yeti.
Go all the way to Japan and fucking film people at 4 a.m. and get a fucking Yeti.
That's right.
Banging no chicks or whatever, dude. Look at all the fucking. God damn it, dude. That foreign pussy. He's crazy.
Well, you know, KG being a religious zealot, he doesn't believe in gay marriage or premarital sex. So that's what it is, Che. It's that he's a traditionalist. You know, he wants to save himself for marriage. That will never happen. So he's in a perpetual state of virginity there.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they let you marry cartoon characters yet.
But Fred and Che, I hear that Japan has really nice stables. I mean, houses.
He wants to be in a stable marriage. That's what I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah.
Didn't KG said that you got like a happy ending or something in Japan?
What?
Yeah.
I think that'd be illegal. I mean, bestiality's illegal.
A happy ending.
His hand doesn't count.
He gave him there was lotion in the hotel. He's like, oh, hamburgers, look at that. All right.
Did you think he looked down and he's like, look at the size of that package?
So that's
oh my God, it's the creatures.
Fantastic.
You shove a camera in your face.
Wait, was it a Fuda?
Oh my god.
That stupid shit out of here.
We're not going. We're not doing that territory.
We're not going there.
Back it up. We gotta reel it in.
The funny thing is as a religious zealot, he's so against same-sex marriage, but his dream country just legalized it, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
He can move to Japan, where same-sex marriage is now legal.
Well, what's left?
Nice
Maybe
job.
he can go to Russia.
Hamburgers.
That's
or
about
Nigeria
it. Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, Somalia. So there you go. There's my rant on not a rant, but just an analysis of KG's plan there and how that panned out for him. Hopefully next time, KG, if you figure out a way to foil us, you actually do it in a way that doesn't harm the person you're trying to defend. But anyways, we also thought it was interesting. Kate Gallion said that he was talking to Machinima about potentially flagging the SoK channel, and to that we just say, have fun with that. First of all, Machinima has never followed through on any of their strikes that they've put on people. They've actually been engaging in copyright fraud and DMCA abuse. So if you want to put Machinima in that position, that's fine. We will gladly appeal any and all different things, and they can take us to court. If you think that they're going to do that, KG, then have fun with that. But let's say worst case scenario that somehow our channel gets taken down. Guess what? We'll just make a new one. And everybody that's interested in our content are still going to go and they're going to watch it. And it doesn't affect us at all because we don't make any money. So we literally lose nothing. Lose nothing. It doesn't matter how many subs we get. It doesn't matter how many views we get. As long as the people that want to watch it are able to watch it, fine. And we can make as many YouTube channels as we want. Because guess what, KG? There are a lot of people in the SoK. And they can all make YouTube accounts. So, there you go. You can't stop the signal, my friend. But you can try. And you can make it worse. And you can gather more ill will towards Phil and all that other shit if you would like to. Have fun. Have at it. I invite you, in fact, to go flag that channel, Mr. KG. Do your best. Tell Machinima to flag whatever they'd like. We'll appeal it. We'll be back on our feet. And if we're not, we'll make another account. And I'm sure you'll be subscribed to that too when we finish it. So
fight the good fight, buddy.
Opinions are a crime.
Hey, I got like 100 fucking email accounts. I got 100 lives, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this time your plan will blow up directly in your face, but
let it be known that when YouTube history goes and look back, KG will be the Benedict Arnold of the pro DSP people. Mm-hmm. Great job, Judas. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Doesn't matter to us. Shit, flag it all. I mean, what do we lose? What do we lose? Nothing. Who cares? Flag it. Go ahead. Have fun with it.
We're gonna lose those massive views, guys. Okay?
To be honest, I'm satisfied to know that he's wasting his time doing that. That satisfies me, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Second he flags it, we'll be up on here on the Thursday after, and we'll talk about it. We'll make fun of him on the air. So there you go. It all works out for us anyway. So, anyways.
KG Potshot Hour.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, he's not here now. He usually comes all the time to our podcast, but unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't want to come to this one. So, yeah, open invite.
If you ever want to come on and talk, trust me, we can definitely have a civil discussion with you, 101 if you want with anyone. We're not afraid of that. We were waiting for you to come on. All
right, so we've got one more Phil-related topic to get to. We've been going overtime on the Phil stuff just because there's so much to get going with, or there's so much to get through. We've got obviously Mr. Lewdacris here, so let's finish this up and we'll get on to some more broad topics for you guys. So the John Rambo situation. If you guys are not aware, Mr. Rambo for the past 3 weeks has been doing his different comedy stuff and addressing the fallout from it, but this last podcast, he directly addressed what the Pay Me Tons skit was about. And I can say, ladies and gentlemen, that he confirmed that it was about Phil. It was like a 2-in-1 thing. He has some friends that were using things like Patreon, but he also noticed things with Phil, and he wanted to sort of do an all-in-one type of parody thing. He acknowledges that he has no ill will towards Phil. I didn't want to rhyme, but unfortunately that's how it works. He doesn't have any ill will towards Phil, and he just will not be part of any of Phil's stuff moving forward, and essentially doesn't really want anything to do with him, which is the message that we had already, but we had no official confirmation from his side. Ladies and gentlemen of my esteemed panel, any thoughts to kind of put a bow on this whole Rambo situation? It seems as though that's about going to be the end of it as far as parodies and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Eh.
Yeah, their relationship is about as dead as Project 7 is.
Yeah, that's about all that can be said.
It was fun while it lasted.
I mean, he kind of ended it like when he started reading like private text messages on air.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of cemented their like friendship being over. But yeah, it's 100% official now.
Yep.
They're officially over. Let me just go through the viewer submitted. Let me make sure that there's no Phil stuff to get out of the way with the viewer submitteds, and we will get on that. Let's have a look-see. So there is the KG deal. Thank you, Draguno, for also submitting that in addition to ours. Yeah, so it looks like we've got most of the Phil stuff out of the way. Other than that, we'll... somebody brings up, Liam Catterson brings up the possibility that Phil is not going to be able to stream Metal Gear Solid 5. And will that make the playthrough more interesting? That is interesting.
You know, like MGS3 all over again.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about if he was playing a Metal Gear Solid game when we were doing the Endure, if he played games without the stream, and that sort of turned into a recurring like thought, like what if he didn't have the stream chat? And man, oh man, can you imagine that Metal Gear 5 without the stream chat?
Oh man,
Yeah,
that would be fucking awesome.
Be him perving over quiet every time she's on a cutscene. Can't wait for it.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding? That would be terrible.
Oh yeah, then there's that.
It'd be terrible and awesome at the same time.
Terribly. No, it would just be terrible.
And it would make for an instant classic. This is how you don't play.
AJ would have his work cut out for him if he decides to grace us with another. With the final. That would be the final installment of the Metal Gear Solid franchise for This Is How You Don't Play. So
I don't think he'd put himself through that again. I think he wouldn't come out of the other side alive, to be honest.
Maybe he can be like an advisor, like an executive producer. You know, he can kind of like put his touches on it, like Kojima does.
We need to get Freddy Fazfuck to do it.
No.
And have AJ put his some touches on it and be an advisor to Freddy Fazfuck, because it's always fun to watch Freddy Fazfuck torture himself to put out that quality content.
I don't
Like
know
his
anything
Crash,
about
This Is How You
Metal
Don't
Gear
Play.
though.
You don't need
But
to.
you produce the quality content. That's all that matters.
Yeah, quality content.
No.
Just let AJ mentor you in the ways that This Is How You Don't Play.
Would it be possible to do it like collaboratively, like if we all had Vegas and if we all used the same footage and just like continuously update the save file and pass it around to each other? Maybe we could collaborate on it and do like the first ever SoK collaborative This Is How You Don't Play.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
great.
awesome. If only AMI computers could run Vegas.
That'd be kind of cool.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
In fact, I have something for you guys later on.
If I can do some art at This Is How You Don't Play, I will be in.
Moogle, is it a big package?
God fucking damn it! No.
Look at the size of that package.
Gee Willikers.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Golly gee,
Is it
Willikers,
fear?
holy
Is it fear?
hamburgers.
Fear's Arsenal.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that later, Alice.
All right, I got something to say real quick.
Yeah.
We all were saying how Phil's content will be better about the stream chat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think it's gonna get better, because let's be honest, Phil's commentary has gotten worse over the years. I mean, hell, that Crash Bandicoot playthrough was fucking terrible. His commentary was awful. And going back to his Metal Gear 2 playthrough, and that Metal Gear playthrough was actually was more entertaining than that. If you go back to the Crash playthrough, the playthrough is just like it's very forced, like it wasn't before, but it's like he's trying desperately to get funny.
Yeah, he looked pissed off, and he was making like clown jokes.
Yeah,
he was like fucking Krusty.
He was trying to be like a edgy kids cartoon.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh my god, what the flip?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like Nickelodeon or some shit.
So I'm just thinking.
Boingo.
So I'm just thinking, even without the stream chat, it's still not gonna mean that much. I mean, the only good thing about it is he won't be getting any help from the stream chat. That's only the one positive thing, but everything else is still ain't gonna be all right. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that commentary, his commentary style now is just terrible compared to what it was like a few years ago. It is god awful.
Yep.
One, he has his stream chat, and two, he doesn't get blackout drunk anymore. So
Yeah.
he was, I think he was much better when he did when it was emo Phil doing emo drunk Phil doing the playthroughs. I thought he was a lot better. I don't think he had a stream chat back then. I think it was like 2008, 2009 when he used to get really drunk to do it.
Yeah, we were playing like New Vegas and 3 and shit. He got drunk.
Oh, Alex, give me an idea. How about we get Phil to play Metal Gear Solid 5 drunk?
Never gonna happen.
Get him to do it.
At gunpoint. Yeah.
If you want to buy him the gin, send it to his house, and maybe
Fuck
it's
that.
a possibility.
Yeah, gunpoint. That was just a joke. We do not endorse violence or anything like that. That's sorry about that.
Speak for yourself.
If people are stupid and do it, then that's on them.
Yeah, I know. I don't want people to think that I endorse that type of behavior.
Speak for yourself, Alice. Let's hold him up at gunpoint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Play this game and drink this gin.
I'm kidding.
Do it, damn it.
Kidding.
You just lay off the fucking gin.
Yeah.
All right.
Really.
He needs to stop laying around in general and get up.
So is there anything else with the Rambo situation so we can sort of put that one to bed and move on to our various gaming topics?
I think we're done.
Perfect. All right. So let's start with something that is near and dear to our hearts. Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain will be released on August 31st on PC if you pre-order it.
So I can imagine that port's gonna be fucked up.
I don't know. I mean, retail copies of the console game are already getting released. I think they were released last week in like the Arab Emirates and stuff like that. So
when does it come out?
It's supposed to come out September 1st, but in this case, it's going to come out the day before, August 31st. Well,
I have to say this, but guess who won't be streaming it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Also, guess who won't be caring? Me.
Yeah,
I don't care. But no, honestly, I have faith in Kojima possibly put out a good PC port of it. I've heard his history with PC games and PC gamers has been decent. So maybe people that are going to pick this up might have a little more faith that since Kojima's behind the project.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of... Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Moon.
I was just going to say, it took them like 5 months just to get Ground Zeroes up onto the marketplace, and that was weird. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of cautious about the PC version as of late because of that.
Yeah.
That seemed really...
The one thing it is, y'all really shouldn't... Konami has done some dumb decisions, but I don't think you really should compare them to what happened with the Batman and the Mortal Kombat thing, because remember, that was all Warner Brothers. This cannot. Yeah. We don't know if they're gonna mess up on a PC port, but I say just give it some faith. It could be the PC port might be superior.
Definitely give it some faith.
Yeah.
On the free C.
Mm-hmm. Test drive it on the free C first.
But not on Windows.
C.
And then buy one out.
But not on Windows 10.
Oh yeah.
Windows 7.
Never. Nah, fuck that.
Greasy.
So there you go. Speaking of video games, I think one of our good friends here has a little bit of a gaming-related announcement to make. What do you think, my friend?
Well, Yeah, that would be true. In fact, starting tomorrow, throughout this weekend, me and my friends over at Nintendo Project are doing a Nintendo marathon. It's kind of like what Hellfire Comms is doing, but it's just a very, very small channel, and we wanted to do this marathon for a long time because this kind of ties in with what happened the first month prior to it when we had specific themes. This one is just a downright Nintendo theme. I got selected to have a choice between a couple different series. I chose Star Fox, and what a way to kick off my favorite series by playing Star Fox Assault, and that will be at 8 to 10 p.m. The event starts tomorrow at 6 to 8. With the opening ceremony, and then of course my block is followed by that afterwards. And I actually have the YouTube channel, or not the YouTube channel, sorry, the website with everything on it in case anybody's interested.
Nice.
I'll be checking it out. When do you guys do it?
It just said it starts tomorrow.
Oh.
Throughout the weekend, and it starts at 6 to 8. My block is at 8 to 10 Eastern time. PM.
That's Friday or Saturday too?
It's all. Yeah, you can see the schedule here. Hold on.
Okay.
There you go. And the schedule is listed on there.
Cute.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much all the info you need is pretty much on there.
And we have a bit of an announcement ourselves. The Sons of Kojima are going to be, I guess, rebooting, maybe, and be our own Project 7 reboot, right? We're actually going to be reinvigorating the SoK Plays series, and due to popular demand, we're actually going to be going back and playing Mario Party. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing this Saturday SoK Plays Mario Party. We're still going to figure out exactly who the participants are going to be, but we are going back to Mario Party. A lot of people asked for it, so that's going to be Saturday. And then on Sunday we'll be doing some Let's Endures. I believe you can check out the document to get a hint on what we're going to be doing there. But you guys still have time to vote. If you guys want to vote on the Let's Endures Google Doc, let us know what else you want us to see. Right now in the lead is Super Smash Bros. On 3DS and Wii U, but that can definitely change. So let us know. We'll try to do what's at the top of the list if it's possible. Yeah, depending on, how long it is. So
that's gonna be some good shit. One of the Mario Party stream was actually, I consider one of my favorites out of all of your guys's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a lot of fucking emotions going out through that thing. Mostly anger.
Lost friendships that day.
I wanted to rip someone's fucking head off that day.
I still think we should do the first Mario Party, because that game is...
I heard the first one's not good. The second one is way better.
The first one, the only reason people have problems with it is because of that stupid shit that you have to do with the control stick, which is why they avoid making any minigames in the first place that requires you to twirl around the control stick. So, but I really liked Mario Party 1 despite those minigames, though if I were to say my favorite Mario Party, it would definitely be Mario Party 5. But that's a whole different topic for a whole different day.
Well, we'll look into it. So yeah, we'll be back for SoK Plays on Saturday, and we'll be doing Mario Party. So let's move on. So let's see here.
I had a game I recommend y'all playing. Either the X-Men arcade game or the Simpsons arcade game.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, that would. I actually know how to set that up. Actually, for
something with MAME. I'm pretty sure MAME had
MAME
does have that
32K. You just have to set up a room. I know how to set it up.
Sweet.
I'll actually get around to that tonight.
That would be awesome if we could do it.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be an awesome one. Wink, wink.
So let's look at the viewers submitted and see what we got here. Now we keep getting a question about why is the PC superior? I think we covered that one. Will be awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Copyright strike, covered that. How about... Would you ever... Man, there's a lot here. I'm trying to think of a good one that we can get some mileage out of. Oh, here we go. If you could give Phil's beard/mustache/goatee combination a name, what would it be and why? Submitted by our good friend Dave over at Fuse4.
I would call it the I would call it the midlife crisis.
Ooh.
It's just the most fitting name.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was thinking the half and half or the bridge to nowhere because they don't connect.
Ooh, half and half is pretty good.
The half and half.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I was gonna say something like, well, Alice kind of stole mine, but another one I was thinking of was just simply the fuck up.
I've got one. The goatee.
That's it.
Hashtag goatee. There you go.
God damn it.
That's funny.
What about this is how you don't shave?
Aw.
that one's pretty good too.
This is how you don't shave. Oh man, that fucking
PSP
thing.
shaves it.
That thing has had better days. I'll tell you what.
Shave Treon.
Like, what did he do? Like, what does he do? Does he just like sit back and say, "Leanna, just fuck my shit up, all right"? Like, how does this happen? He used to be able to, groom his beard and is he getting dumber? Maybe? Do you think maybe this is a scientific thing that's going on, that he's just losing his ability, his motor skills in his old age, in his advanced age? Maybe this is a serious problem that we should be looking into.
Maybe he needs stream chat to help him shave his beard. You never know.
How do I use this razor, stream chat?
Come
Come
on.
on, you need to tell me how to use it.
How the fuck am I supposed to use it, man? It's bullshit. It's bugged.
This is bugged, dude.
It didn't come with an instruction manual.
Oh man.
What does this shaving cream do? Come on.
You never know. Maybe like his beard hair is falling out.
Oh.
He's just so stressed.
You got like a
That wouldn't be-
crinkling moon, man.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're moving around or something.
That wouldn't be the case, though. I don't think his hair would be falling off his face. I think he's just really shit at fucking shaving.
Maybe he picks at it a lot.
No.
Here's a good one. This was submitted by Evil Table. DarksidePhil@hotmail.com was on the Ashley Madison hack list. So if you guys aren't aware, Ashley Madison is a website where married men specifically, but other people, register so that they can have affairs in the most professional way possible. That almost sounds like an endorsement, but it's not. That's very moral. It's essentially a prostitution website where you can get escorts. And it seems as though DarksidePhil@hotmail.com just so happens to have an account. So what are your guys' thoughts on the odds that was legitimate? What do you think it was a prank, or do you think this guy legitimately signed up an account down there?
You never know. It's a possibility.
I think it would...
Maybe.
Well, how else do you think he met Leanna?
Oh.
I was
about to say that too.
I was gonna say maybe he got tired of that Huskow.
Oh.
In all honesty, though, I don't think it's legit.
No.
Because I haven't seen a folder of the leaked emails, so I don't see how someone would have information into that.
What do you mean?
I mean,
what do you mean the folder?
A lot of times for these leaks,
there's a website. No. There's a website where you put in your email address and it scans the database to see if it's in it. And I tested it if it's legit or not. I used several of my own emails and none of them came back. So it's not just you put it in and it says that it's in there. There's like a database, and this checks to see if your email was in it. There's a
That's
website.
what I was talking about, and I haven't. Someone hasn't showed me proof that his was on there, or even that's his email. So I don't think it's legit.
I looked it up myself. I did DarksidePhil@hotmail.com and it came back.
Yeah, but is that confirmed Phil's email?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
And how do we know someone didn't register that email at the site and nothing ever happened? Like, it wasn't Phil that put that in there.
Well,
I mean, if it,
And I
who
think
knows,
someone
you know?
just did it out of whim for like no fucking reason at all.
But why
Yeah.
would you though? Like if you didn't know that there was going to be a leak where this could then become something funny, what would be the motivation to just sign up an account with his email address?
Well, nobody would think of going on the site anyway. That's
maybe
the
it
thing.
is him. Man, if it's him, that doesn't really surprise me at all, actually.
I mean,
You know?
even if
Maybe.
even if he did sign on, the one probably just laughed at him and walked away. So.
Come on, I don't get any potato.
Oh man.
Uh,
Mr. Lewdacris, your thoughts on if this is legitimate or not?
I don't think it is. I do agree that like there's no way someone would have done it like and thought, oh, it's bound to leak. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, maybe someone did it to like get his email out there, because if any emails came back, there's a chance that maybe Leanna would have saw and then like looked further into it and then went, oh, hang on a sec, he's trying to like cheat on me. Maybe they thought of it like that. I don't know. I just don't see it personally.
I don't know, man. I'm holding out hope that the most hilarious possibility is the one that's true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He never leaves the house, Like, I don't think he's going to leave the house for an affair. He's not going to bring a woman back there, so I don't think it's legit. Like, he never leaves his house to do anything. So I don't think it's legit,
Here's another thing.
For a threesome, you never know.
Carson brought up in the chat that he would be getting emails and he would know if he was placed on it.
So it might be a fake email.
No. It's his legitimate email, darksidephil@hotmail.com.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe he just thought it was like even if he got the email, maybe he just thought it was like one of those spam emails and just kind of ignored it. Because you do get those from time to time.
Maybe he registered before he met Leanna.
Ooh.
Conspiracy theorist
But I
over
thought the
here.
point of that website is to cheat on your significant other.
Maybe he thought it was some sort of dating website. Who knows?
It literally says on the website what it does.
Yeah, but, Phil is not the brightest.
That's true.
I mean, that 3K lemon, though.
I was pushing buttons. What do you think his screen name on there is? If it's legitimately him, what do you think he put on there? Do you think he put, like, Darkside Phil? Why don't you try to get some of this dark side, okay?
Yeah, he put professional gamer as his tagline.
Don't worry, honey. I only bring out the dark side in the bedroom.
Like dick
You
side.
know what? I have there is one possibility if that's if that email is true, right, Fred?
What's that?
You said the email.
Email
was on-
100% confirmed. That's him, and it is on the list. So.
Okay, I was thinking of a possibility like I'd say he might have done something on Ashley Mann's website before they moved in, because they didn't move in until like last year, and Phil was still living in that condo. For all we know, he could have been using that website before he moved in with Leanna.
Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't know what the creation date of it was. Let me see. Ashley Madison Wikipedia maybe. Wiki. There we go.
I could imagine, to be honest, him being like, "Hey, baby, I'm not only the king of hate, I'm also the king of love."
Oh god.
Fucking cheesy ass 70s, worse than like 70s porno lines or something. I can imagine what he would say
It was
to try to
launched,
romance someone.
The king of affairs.
The king of affairs.
it was
It's
launched
gonna
back
be the
in
king of
2000.
divorce.
It was launched back in 2001, so it's possible that it was him back in the condo.
Phil is Ron Jeremy.
Dun-dun-dun. That's great. But
Big reveal.
I like the possibility that that's actually him. I think that's hilarious. There might be some arguing and some sleeping on the couch to Oh wow.
No more underwear time.
No more underwear time.
Nothing for you tonight.
Go out
Kitty.
last.
Come on, I don't get anything any night. Quit holding it over me.
Some pretty good questions in the doc now. Is Che here?
Yeah.
Thank God, because he'd be screaming and yelling about some of these. All right, let's see what we've got here. Mr. Lewdacris is just jealous. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Mr. Lewdacris, your inane jealousy for Mr. Phil and how you're just so bitter and jealous of all of his success and his lavish lifestyle and his stress-free life.
It's true. I am peanut butter and jealous of Phil and everything. His what he does for him. The fact that he gets to, like, you know, fucking sleep with Panda Lee every night.
Oh.
That he gets to use her soap. The fact that he's got a better beard than me. Yeah, it's horrible, man. It's literally, I just, in between making rant videos, I literally just, like, refresh his page, like, every 10 seconds, just hoping that he'll acknowledge me. But no, never. Never.
Now, when you say sleep with, you mean they sleep in the same bed, right?
I assume so, yes.
Okay, just making sure, because we don't want to put out any factual inaccuracies on this show. We want to make sure to keep everything completely factual, and to even suggest the fact that they have intercourse would be wildly irresponsible and pure speculation. So I just want to be sure that we keep things factual.
Coming up.
Well, that
it's her birthday coming
yeah,
up.
that
remember.
just means that he stops asking for it for a day.
But yeah, I'm very jealous. So yeah, it's took me a while to sort of like confess to it, but you got me.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. That Mr. Lewdacris is wildly jealous of Mr. Phil's success and apparently the underwear time. So, what else do we got here on our beloved doc? We've got Che Hidden Canadian saying like a boot. All right. Man, 2 requests for you to talk about the jealousy. So good thing we got that out of the way. Leanna not having a driver's license and Phil claiming that she looked for work but failed because she couldn't find a job Phil could drive her to. What? Is that real? That can't be real. Can somebody verify it? That can't be real. That's submitted by Quality Content. That cannot be that cannot be real. That Phil went on record and said, "Well, Leanna can't get a job because I can't find one that I can reasonably drive her to and fro." Nah. Please verify that, and
you want it to be real.
Yeah, I want it to be real, but I don't want to. You know, again, like saying that Phil and Leanna have sex, I don't want to say something that's just wildly inaccurate. So please verify this if somebody, and we will spend 15, 20 minutes riffing on it next week. If you can verify this for me, I will be more than happy to talk about it. I will dedicate the whole show to that if you can do it. Please verify that.
That sounds like some grade A slander right there.
See it.
D's Nuts entered into the presidential race a few days ago is actually a 15-year-old Iowa farm boy. Thoughts submitted by Pixelbuster. Well, I highly endorse D's Nuts for 2016, and man, I'm excited at the possibility. I mean, we need to shake up this political campaign, this presidential race. What's up?
Someone already found a link to it.
Oh, is it true?
Yup. I'm reading it right now.
Where?
Draguno posted it in the chat. Hold on, let me get the link.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Dude, are you serious?
Wait. Let me see this. Are you kidding me?
Are you?
Why would he share this?
Wow.
The world is not magic. Fairy tale place where this could be possible. Okay.
I had a bunch of interviews and even offer job. None of them are doable because he can't drive her.
She could, I don't know, get a fucking license.
No, take the bus, walk.
Actually, she won't take the bus because she said the bus is gross, if I remember correctly.
She had no interviews or job offers. When would he have taken her? Now let's be honest here. This is a complete lie. When would he have taken her to go do job interviews, or to talk or fill out applications? That is completely fucking false. There's no way. There's no way. With his streaming schedule, what is he gonna take her for an interview on his dinner break? Nah. That is completely. And what is this? They want someone who has a totally flexible schedule and wouldn't rely on buses, which she'd have to since I can't constantly drive her around.
It's a part-time job. Like, why would you need a flexible schedule for a part-time?
Can you imagine him dropping her off like his first day at school with like a pre-packed lunchbox
Yeah,
and
he's got a
everything?
little lunchbox.
It is.
It's like,
She's got her Daria lunchbox.
much love from Dad.
He actually has to talk to the boss like, okay, you take care of my Leanna. Keep her away from the stairs, okay?
Now,
Oh,
Leanna,
God.
don't let anybody bully you, okay? You know, you go right up to the biggest bully and you punch him right in the nose.
There you go.
Oh my god. Well, thank you to the 100. I don't even know who to credit for this because so many people submitted. Does anybody know who the first one to submit this was?
Scroll up.
I
Was it
think it
Draguno?
was. Yeah, Draguno.
All right. Well, I don't know for sure, but shout out to Draguno. Shout out to everybody who submitted this. I had no idea that this was a thing. Wow. And they screen capped that fast as fuck. It says posted 1 minute ago, so man, you guys are on it. I think that was Dragon Killer that screen capped that. Shout out to @DragonKiller, DRGN Killer, the your first and foremost source for DSP stuff. You know, he does just Phil stuff. No other kind of. It's literally just like an archive. You know, it's like I don't know what to call it, but yeah, it's just complete Phil stuff. Complete. Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. Go-to source.
He's quick on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the instant it's up, he's on it. It's weird.
It's a great service to the community. Fantastic. Glad to have him as part of our. Glad to have him flying the flag of the Sons of Kojima. Glad to have him, a good friend of ours. Yep. Great source of information.
And he's a cool guy.
Cool guy as well.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm still in shock that this.
It's fucking hilarious. Though. That's the thing. I have to drive you to work, honey.
You know what? I'd rather just not go. I'll make soap instead.
Okay, I can't argue with that. I'll just lie.
All right. Well, I mean, can we have underwear time? I'll think about it.
Okay, that's
progress. Yeah.
Do you think he likes it this way? Like he likes not having to worry about her cheating or going somewhere else. He likes having her always there, a hermit just like him. He doesn't have to worry about any of the stuff normal couples have to worry about.
That's the only human contact he has ever.
Yeah.
Who else does he talk to?
KG. That's his side. That's his side piece. KG is his side piece. I bet you Leanna's jealous of KG. Are you talking to him again? Well, fine. I'm gonna go message Review Tech. They have like their little revenge social media like people. All right, well, fine. If you're gonna talk to KG like that, well, I'm gonna go talk to Vash. Oh, you're gonna talk to Mighty Onyx all the time? Who's the same person? Well, I'm gonna talk to Review Tech USA then.
There you go.
There you go. Or no, iCured. There you go. That's a different person. iCured. Are you gonna talk to iCured? I'm gonna go talk to Review Tech.
That's classified.
Ah, good guy.
They got their side bitches laid out already.
Their side pieces. All right, let's get back to business here. Viewer submitted. Everyone's opinion on Phil playing Metal Gear Solid 5, even though he said that we shouldn't buy it or play it. I mean, he's going to get those views. That's the long and short of it. I mean, if it's something that people want to watch, he's going to do it. Now, if he doesn't get his streaming capabilities back, he's going to lose out on a lot of views and attention. That's for sure. And that, you know, with this with this backstory with him and Kojima, and I hate him, and he's a fucker, and all this shit. There's like a lot of attention and hype built around, and anticipation around him playing these games and bitching about it. So, yeah, he's gonna lose out on a lot of opportunity there.
Yep.
I don't know if we finished the D's nuts thing.
Yeah, we just started the D's nuts thing. So, why don't you start us off, Alice? Why don't you tell us about D's nuts?
Well, D's nuts is a 15-year-old boy from Iowa. His name is Brady Olson. And it'd be really cool if you could actually run for president, but you have to be 30 or 35, I believe.
Shit.
Which really sucks. But it's hilarious. He not only had submitted the name D's Nuts, but he also submitted a picture for D's Nuts, and it appeared on many news stations, and it was a picture of an animated ball sack. So, and it appeared on.
Yeah.
No one checks that.
Nope.
Wow.
It was on many radio stations, or not radio stations, news stations, and it was just you'd see a picture of Donald Trump. Because they were showing the polls, like Donald Trump had 39%, Hillary had 38%, and then you see D's nuts, and it's a picture of a cartoon ball sack at 9%.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can still get 9% of the votes. That's great.
That is
this guy's on the
fantastic.
road to being a president.
Wouldn't it be
I
great?
would vote for him.
Wouldn't it be
I'd
great
vote
if he like beat any of the candidates? Like if he beat Trump or something?
That would be awesome.
I want him to win. Like, I want D's nuts to be the fucking president of the United States.
I do too.
The sad thing about it is that the poll it showed was for the highest candidates for each party. Like D's Nuts was independent, and then it had and they post the picture without the picture. Like most stations actually showed the picture. But anyways, it's just the highest for each party. Like Hillary, Democrat, Donald Trump, Republican, and D's Nuts was the highest independent. So he did actually beat out every single other independent candidate.
Are they like obligated to put that, or like did they think that this would be good for news or something? I just can't imagine that they had no choice but to put up D's nuts.
Just had to do it, man. It was a deed that needed to be done. Okay.
Yeah, the deed
These
is
nuts
done.
need to get out here.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Ha! Got him!
He definitely
Shouldn't
got
ask.
him. That was the biggest got him in history.
You shouldn't ask what these nuts can do for you, but what you can do for these nuts.
That's fantastic.
A
Perfect.
15-year-old fucking pranks an entire country. That is awesome. That's like the South Park Brown Note episode, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
confused what we're talking about. I'm sorry, I just left a couple minutes.
we're talking about
D's
we're
nuts.
talking about D's nuts.
What
Got
else?
it.
Legitimately. But all right, we'll move on to something also on that same sort of sexually explicit nature. Somewhat serious of and a sad topic, but we'll cover this one. Jared Fogle has agreed to plead guilty to traveling to have sex with a minor and possession of child pornography. Terrible. I mean, that we were asked earlier a few episodes ago, so we promised that we'd follow up on it as details came out, and it turns out that he's agreeing to plead guilty to some very heinous things, and he's looking at 5 to 12 years in prison, and frankly, that's not very satisfying. I don't think the victims' families are very happy that he's not really going to get that much time, especially with good behavior and stuff in the American jail system, prison system. Yeah, it's a shame. Any thoughts on that? To put that story to bed from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's disgusting that he's not getting very much time because apparently to news agencies he had over 40,000 pictures, 3,000 videos, and 12 to 14
Jesus
victims.
Christ. God
So
damn.
that's 12 to 14 families that aren't getting any justice and 12 to 14 victims that aren't getting any justice. So, yeah, that's really fucking stupid.
And just think about like the other pedophiles out there that didn't do nearly as bad as he did and get even less time. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know why the punishment for that's so low compared to other crimes.
Because he's a public figure.
I mean, like an ounce of weed will get you like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. Fucking pedophiles, they just get to run around and shit. Fuck that.
They get to
It's not
run
justice. It's not justice. Well, they'll probably get beat up in jail, but it's not justice, man.
Yeah. Let's see here.
How long did the dude from Lost Prophets get? His name Ian Watkins. How long did he get? He got quite a while, didn't he?
20 to 30. Was it? I think he did, but he did more stuff than just that. He also, if it's the guy I'm thinking of, he also exposed. It was like children to drugs as well, and he also influenced 2 women to engage in that behavior as well. It was their children, so it was a really fucked up situation.
Yeah,
But I think he was in the UK, so I think their justice system handled it a lot better than ours in the US did. It was really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him and the other guy from his foundation are assisting in the investigation because I think there's some sort of ring involved. Because they found one through the other, so I think they're going to nab up more people in the investigation, and that's probably why they're not getting as much time.
Oh, of course, something like this is organized. Like, they were talking about text messages where he would say like, "Oh, I'll take the 16-year-old, but I'd prefer them younger," and all sorts of shit like that. So there's definitely a ring. There's there's a lot of people involved in this. So I would expect there to be a lot of different criminal charges coming out of this. I heard something to the effect of like $100,000 per victim. Obviously, that doesn't solve that at all, and the damage that's done to them psychologically, physically, and emotionally. But at least it's something. At least they're getting something as far as restitution goes, and they can maybe put it towards things that they can improve their lives with, education or whatever else, and paying off student loans or wherever they're at in their lives. Maybe that money can actually do some good. But it's tragic, and it'll never make them whole, and that's the goal.
Yep, $100,000 of restitution to each victim, and he's paying the government $50,000 in order to keep and so they don't seize the vehicles that were used in his crimes and other things like his house, his vehicles, and he's paying the government $50,000 so he can keep that stuff and they don't seize it. I forgot what sort of tax or contract it is, but yeah, $50,000 he gets to keep his shit.
I'm not sure. I don't know what that is. All right. Any other thoughts on this grim topic? But at least somebody getting brought to justice for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. We'll move on. Konami officially endorses an early Let's Play of Metal Gear Solid 5 done by Game Over Greggy. This was a topic that was submitted by Sing Long and also something that we had down ourselves. So who wants to take that one?
Don't know anything about it.
Apparently Greg Miller got a copy of Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain 2 weeks early, and he I guess posted a thing saying that he was going to do a Let's Play of it, like a live Let's Play on Twitch, and the whole reception of it was like, oh no, he's going to spoil the game with this, and a lot of people aren't too happy with it. That's pretty much it. It's mostly just for the fact that you got the game early, and yeah.
I mean, I would say there's a simple solution to just not go to the Twitch stream, but unfortunately with Twitter and stuff like that, I saw some people complaining that there were spoilers out on Twitter. I didn't see any, and to be honest, I don't really care all that much. I'm not that invested. So I guess I just got lucky. I guess the more you don't want to get spoiled by something, the more likely you are to get spoiled by something. Yeah. So I've been lucky in that regard, but yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's very tough because there's this I don't know why, but there's sort of like this thing on Twitter where people want to be like the first person to say, oh yeah, you know, this character was actually this character, or oh yeah, you know, this person killed this person, and it's like, thanks. Thanks for that. You know, you can put spoiler, but like your instinct is going to be to read at least some part of it. Other than, like, your eyes don't instantly go to the top left corner of a tweet. Like you generally like look at the whole tweet and then your brain then starts. All right, I got to go to the top left corner and start reading. You know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of spoilers myself. But I don't see like any issue on it when you could do the most rational thing and just don't watch it. Just don't like look at his Twitter or anything. Just unfollow him for a little bit until he stops fucking tweeting about it. You know, be rational about it. There shouldn't be a reason to bitch at the guy just because he got the game early. I mean, Konami are fucking stupid and they do questionable things, but I mean, like, really, like, people need to learn to control themselves.
Yeah, I'm with Moogle on this one. Like,
they're very sensitive, and it's actually kind of sad nowadays.
I'm with Moogle on this one. Like, I feel like you have to at least search a bit to find spoilers. That's why, you know, if you didn't want to see the spoilers, why'd you go to the fucking channel? You know.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing about it.
Like, the least you could do is just, if you really want to avoid spoilers, I mean, just be the more rational human being and just don't follow the guy for a little bit. I mean, he just wants to have his fun, so what? I mean, if you want to look at the game's gameplay in that to see if it's, you know, because we've seen enough gameplay from Ground Zeroes and stuff to know that it's going to be a decent game. I mean, if you want to see how the story kind of is told in that, that's perfectly fine, as long as there's not too much that's given out in that. That's pretty much it. You just gotta be, like, reasonable about it. I mean, there shouldn't be a reason to say, hey, Greg, fuck you because you got an early copy of the game and you're gonna spoil it for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think that was his intention. I think he just wants to do it for fun. But at the same time, Konami's at fault for this too, because, I mean, why would you ever do that?
Do we know how he got that copy?
Konami gave it to them, or gave it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably a review copy.
Yeah, it
review
was
copy.
a review copy.
Yeah.
I think people are just jealous that he got it early and they didn't.
It's possible. But I mean, like, it's like sour grapes, dude. If you didn't want to get spoilers, there's like a million gameplay videos you could watch that in-depth fucking analyses. You didn't have to go to where the dude was playing the full game. That's kind of shame on you for that one. It's like, oh, I want to see what the game's going to look like. Well, wait like 2 weeks. You're going to see it anyway.
Exactly.
I got one thing. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this, but isn't MGS5 like, would you say, like a prequel?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like it's in the middle of the timeline. It basically bridges the gap between the events of like Peace Walker or was that the last one in that series, or was it?
It bridges Peace Walker
and Metal Gear 1?
No, it bridges Peace Walker and Metal Gear 1. I thought you said MGS 1.
No, Metal Gear 1.
Yeah.
Metal Gear
1. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's like I don't even know what that would be called. It's like a prequel, but it's in the middle.
It's a prequel sequel.
Yeah.
Middle.
Yeah.
It's a midquel.
It's after 3, before MG1. There you go.
It's just more convoluted than Star Wars.
It really is. Oh,
all I'm just saying is, if y'all played MGS4, you know how it ends for Big Boss. So you won't be. So some of the spoilers in the game you will kind of already know. Like maybe 30 or 40% you probably already know. So you shouldn't be that surprised by the spoilers. But I can understand people's understanding that they don't want to see the spoiler. That's just how I feel.
Most of the stuff that's happened is really already summed up in like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's not gonna be that much. It's mostly just gonna be. I think the focus is mainly gonna be on the sub characters in the story, like Ocelot and fucking.
I think people are gonna be indifferent with the whole situation, considering Metal Gear is one of the most popular franchises out there for video games. But like, to bitch at someone and ridicule someone for getting the game early and playing it early on stream and stuff, of course, because it's endorsed by Konami, they shouldn't really give you a reason to bitch about it. I mean, people get review copies and stuff all the time. I mean, you go to expect this. I mean, he is a reviewer after all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Any other thoughts on that before we move on? All right. We've got... all right, here's a good one. I don't know anything about that one, though. Okay. Let's do this one. With fall coming into high gear, what are you looking forward to gaming-wise? Submitted by Destiny Decade. Well, Metal Gear Solid 5, Fallout 4, Mad Max looks interesting, and Syndicate's coming out. Isn't that December, though?
Yeah, I think that's
October.
December.
Oh, October?
Oh, is it October?
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. So Syndicate, Gears of War Remaster should be good, too.
Well, there's
already... Oh, go on.
I was gonna say 2016 is gonna be a good year for me, and it's gonna be a good year, fall for me as well, because there's a bunch of JRPGs coming around the corner. There's one that's on the horizon that's coming on October 20th, which is Tales of Zestiria, and I'm personally thinking about saving up money to get a PS4 to play it. I've come to this decision that I might actually purchase it to play that, and there's a few games I am also interested in on PS4, because I'm kind of breaking out of my comfort zone to play other games like Bully and a bunch of other things, and I do definitely want to kind of expand on the horizon a little bit. Hint, hint. Horizon coming out very soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. But I do want to play that, and there's a lot more PS4 games that I do actually want to try and get into, and maybe I want to experiment streaming on that console as well at some point too. So I think it'll be fun time for me, especially a good year to get into games and stuff. Won't be too late, at least.
I think I'm gonna be like the one person in like the world to buy Guitar Hero Live, because I'm really interested in what they're gonna do gameplay wise. But that's about it. I'm not excited for the song selection at all.
You're looking forward to playing Skrillex on the guitar?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Skrillex on an electric guitar. That's gonna be the fucking day.
Fucking best thing ever, man. You gotta play the wub wubs on the guitar.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Drop bass and shit.
Oh, you're gonna be dropping the bass all right in a rock band. If you know what I mean. But yeah. That's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say. Anyone else?
You go, Alice.
Oh, okay, thank you. Halo 5, Scalebound, Cuphead, the new Tomb Raider. That's Forza 6, the new Crackdown. Say that's about it. I mean, Fallout 4 looks okay, but mostly those, especially Halo 5. But yeah, there you go.
Wait, are we talking about the games we're excited for the fall, or just all in 2016?
That's just in general for me, like games I'm looking forward to.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the fall.
Oh, okay.
Specifically the fall, yeah.
Halo 5.
Yep.
All right, I think I got some. I mean, I'm also excited for MGS5, Mad Max. I'm curious about Assassin's Creed Syndicate because I didn't play Unity, and I know people didn't like Unity, so I may try it out since you can play as two characters in that game. And what else? I'm curious. I might try the new the Star Wars Battlefront game because that game kind of piqued my interest when I saw it at E3. So I might give that a shot. And it's a small chance I would get Black Ops 3, just so I can finish the Black Ops trilogy, and that'd be it. And
Black Ops 4 though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. I just want to get this. I just want to get this because this will be my first Call of Duty on PS4. because I just played the previous ones on 360. And I'm like the minority, but I'm kind of like I kind of want to see what Until Dawn's gonna be about. And what else? That's pretty much it for 2016. I'm excited for Mirror's Edge, Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn. There's some other stuff in 2016 I just don't remember. But that's like my list. Oh yeah, one last thing for episodic games. I want to finish up Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Life is Strange, and that's it.
Wasn't Microsoft making like that Quantum Break game? Did that thing ever release or get any publicity after like that E3 conference like 2 years ago?
What, the game with the guy who could slow down time?
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed it at they showed it a while ago. I forgot.
Like the last time I saw it was like 2 years ago. That's like the last time I've ever heard Xbox talk about it.
Oh.
It was at E3 and Gamescom, I think.
Yeah, it was Gamescom. Yep.
One of the main things that I'm looking forward to is The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, the DLC for The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which should be getting a release date announced on Monday. So I'm excited for that and pre-ordering that thing soon.
They're singing.
Yeah, sorry, that's my sister.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
All right.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I'm excited for the new Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie one?
Yeah, the game based off the movie, based off the game.
The reimagining.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Inception with fucking games.
Should be cool. Too bad it's only going to be at 30 FPS, but it should be cool. Like, I really don't care about it. I think it's going to be awesome. If I had the money to buy a PlayStation, I would, because I love Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Do not diss the 30 FPS. It has worked for those games.
Yeah, totally.
I don't care too much for FPS or graphics as long as the gameplay is good. That's all that really matters to me.
I mean, I don't care about frames per second either, but I do agree with some people like we should just jump to 60, but I'm still fine where we're at.
Yeah.
But then they have to sacrifice, graphics for frames. Like, that's where they're kind of at the crossroads at.
Well, MGS5 is going to be in 60 FPS on PS4 and on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about the
people
Xbox is
that can't. Oh, God.
That's the only thing about the Xbox is that I think it said 720p or 900p?
900.
Yeah, 900.
900 upscaled to 1080, I believe.
Yeah.
Should be cool, though. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to get Metal Gear Solid 5, but if I ever do, I'm going to be grabbing it out of a bargain bin at a pawn shop for like $15, but in like 2 years from now, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Or when it's free on gold for the next couple of years.
Yeah, probably. But, yeah, I really don't care about FPS or resolution much at all. And as long as it's a good game, as long as it's a good game, then that's cool.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any other games y'all excited for in the fall or 2016?
I think Fred's excited about that Viva Pinata, being Fiesta
not.
Fred and all.
I'm excited about Persona 5. No. You gotta have that.
Oh, yeah. You love Persona now, don't you?
I'm about to say, you gotta buy a PlayStation to play that.
He loves it. And he's gonna buy a PlayStation.
That'll be his first PS4 exclusive, everyone. That'll be his first game to play on the PS4.
You want to go through the life of a high school boy.
Fuck that. Fuck I look like.
Why the fuck would people want to play as a high school boy going through high school? High school fucking sucked for most guys, so why the fuck would you want to play that in the video game?
Reason, because you can be cool in the video game. All the girls talk to you.
I mean,
That's certainly one thing that doesn't happen in real life very much for a lot of people.
Not for you either.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if girls talk to me, to be honest.
Just switch roles and shit.
Yeah. After the fact, Shay, let's just switch the roles.
Yeah.
So what's that character from Persona you really like, Che, again? I forgot.
Chie.
Yeah, Chie. Okay, cool.
You don't want to act
So,
like a dyke?
how's your waifu?
You don't want to act like a butch?
Yeah, your waifu.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I heard she does some good leg kicks.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, Che likes the girls that can throw leg kicks. That's why he likes Freddy.
I hate everyone, don't you know? I'm just confrontational, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I hate everyone.
me too.
Sexy leg kicks.
Ain't no such thing. It's
Look at those
mannish.
thigh muscles.
Be like fucking Chun-Li.
Fuck that, it's mannish.
Manish.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Chun-Li is pretty good.
I don't want to see their fucking bulging muscles coming out their legs and shit.
Manish and Spanish.
I think it depends on the kind of woman.
I guess.
Well, well, not muscles, but like strength-wise.
That's fine, but you know.
And before Moon plugs his Twitter, you can find pictures of these women at blah 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 blah.
Yep. If you want to look at sexy, strong women.
Sexy, strong women.
Oh.
Wait, so Che, he wants like a Wonder Woman then?
Wonder Woman. Yeah. Wonder
Fuck
Woman.
that with the rope.
I can throw leg
Knock-
kicks.
Yeah, fuck the rope. That stupid bitch. He ain't tying nobody up. I'll
She-
set you. I'll
makes you
set
tell
this
the truth.
mother-
She ain't tying
Women
nobody up.
Yeah.
Oh, you do know when that lasso gets on, it makes you tell the truth.
Makes me
That's
tell
true.
the truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna set this motherfucker on fire if I get tied up. I'm kidding. But fuck that.
All right. So I guess we'll start to wind down. We've got a challenge here by someone named #ThingsDSPNeverSaid. And the challenge is everyone on the podcast right now has to give one sentence that DSP would never say.
I just got done working out.
That's pretty good. That might be the winner. All right, let's. Who else? Who else we got? Let's go in order. Mr. Fazfuck, one sentence that Phil would never say.
My views are at an all-time high.
Mr. Nomad, what you got?
I can't think of any right now.
Perfect. Miss Alice, why don't you give us a sentence Phil would never say?
I didn't pay for sex.
Oh, Mr. Moogle.
I honestly can't think of it. I can't think of a line.
You and Nomad both get the F. What about you, Moon Man?
I got head for the first time, guys.
Fred, I don't think you're properly qualified to give the F. I think there's someone else here that's properly qualified.
Oh, you wouldn't be thinking of me, would you?
Yes.
F's for everybody!
All right, thank God for audio normalization. How about Mr. Torres here?
My gout is finally gone.
And our guest of honor, Mr. Lewdacris, a sentence DSP would never say.
Oh my God! All you can eat salad. This is a dream come true.
Oh man, dude, he's gonna have to dump like a whole gallon of Thousand Island dressing on that bitch.
I got a good one.
Okay. Oh, I just thought of one too.
All right.
I finally got a job.
Damn it, that sort of steals mine. Mine was gonna be, all right, honey, I'm off to work.
God damn it. Okay.
I successfully made it up the stairs.
I will be donating something to charity.
I'm losing weight.
I'm losing weight.
The haters were right about me.
Ooh.
I will reimburse you guys for any fan art that I make money on.
No, wait, I got one. I want to go on the Sons of Kojima podcast and explain myself.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
real good.
That'll
Yep.
never happen.
Yeah, that is something he'd never say. All right, so challenge accepted, challenge passed, Mr.
Cage.
Hashtag.
Me and KG are more than friends.
More, it's actually me and
you
KJ
never
are
know.
less than friends. I don't know about all that. They're lovers.
I'm saving
of friends.
money.
I'm saving money.
You never know. You probably get Phil a happy ending under the table, if you know what I mean.
Leanna, we're going to the dentist. I'm finally taking you to finally taking you to the dentist, Leanna.
Oh, good luck with that slab of iron.
Slab of iron. All right, so is there anything else that we need to cover before we get the fuck out of here for tonight? We had a bevy of topics and a number of viewer-submitted topics. Thank you very much to those that submitted viewer-submitted topics, by the way. We got through a number of them. But is there anything that anyone has that it was unsaid, say now or forever hold your peace, whatever the fuck, whatever. Late.
We had over 300 viewers today, which is a lot, and I would like to thank everyone for coming and, like you said, Fred, submitting topics and for chatting with us, and of course the chat room. So thank you, everyone. It was an awesome time, and I'd like to thank our guest Lewdacris for coming on, and I'd like to thank Joe for coming in here and explaining something from the other side of the another perspective on the situation as well.
Alrighty, so let's do our normal shit. We can get the fuck out of here. Mr. Superior Torres, where can we find you? What have you been up to?
You can find me at Twitter at BadassArts100. You can go to my YouTube channel, The Superior Arts 10,000, for all the best animation videos I've ever made. And if you want to see any, either I might do some DSP drawings. Who knows? I might do that or some of my own drawings. Go to my Twitter at BadassArts100. I'll say it again, just so y'all can go there.
Perfect. Mr. Moonmane.
You can find me on Twitter at MoonmanSOK, where I post strong women. And you can find me on YouTube at MoonmanSOK.
Mr. Chiziche.
You can find me on Twitter at RetrospectivePC, and you can follow me if you want and see what's going on in there.
Mr. Moogle.
You can find me on YouTube under Moogle Master 102, where I do Let's Plays, and you can find me on Twitter under Moogle Senpai. And also, don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the charity stream that I talked about earlier, and it's going to be under NintendoProject.com. And if you don't know how to spell Nintendo Project, well, just Google it. Oh, wait, never mind. That's counterproductive. God damn it. Well, anyway, it's under
what?
that.
No, spell it for him, Moogle. There you go.
Okay, yeah. NintendoProject.
There you go.
.com.
There you go.
Yeah, and you can find the schedule on the website, YouTube channel, the Twitter, where you will see the updates for the charity going on. And 8 to 10 p.m. I will be doing Star Fox Assault for charity.
Fantissimo.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic, as would be my catchphrase, apparently. Yes. The delightful Miss Alice.
You can find me at 7 in Context on Twitter. And what I've been up to lately is annoying people, taking long walks on the beach, and stalking Fear the Dota player.
Fantastic. Mr. Nomad.
Twitter is at the Dark Lurker, and Twitch is Nomad510.
The F giver of all time, Mr. Freddy Fazfuck.
My Twitter is at TTSBB1, and my YouTube channel is Freddy Fazfuck. Head over there if you still have not checked out my This Is How You Don't Play for Crash Bandicoot 2.
And Mr. Miles is dead. And our special guest for the night, Mr. Lewdacris.
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Lewdacris, or YouTube, the same. I've got videos, cat vlogs, me using microwaves and complaining about man-children, all that good stuff.
Outstanding. And you can find me, Mr. Fred Fucks, at TIHYDP, the acronym for This Is How You Deal with Patrons. You can also find me on YouTube, /It's Fred Fucks, or you can type in Fred Fucks in your handy-dandy YouTube search bar, and you can find my delightful content. And you can also find me right here, hitbox.tv/Sons of Kojima, where we produce quality content. For example, this Saturday we're delving back into Mario Party, which will completely put a riff into our friendships, and we probably won't talk to each other ever again after that. But oh well. We're also going to do Let's Endures on Sunday, and from time to time we have awesome guests like Mr. Lewdacris here. Next week is going to be the 45th. It's going to be our 45th podcast, all that kind of stuff. We're expecting to talk to a special guest, but we'll announce that a little bit earlier. Some of you guys might actually heard that during the pre-stream, but we might have a special guest next week where we're going to have a nice discussion about different things. And so look forward to that. You might be surprised at how that goes. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys very much. Thank you very much to our special guest, Mr. Lewdacris, for staying up with us late tonight. We always appreciate having you on. And thank you guys for showing up. We were surprised how many people showed up tonight. We appreciate everyone that showed up here tonight. Thank you for sticking with us this whole time. We went pretty long, 3 hours. Thank you to everyone who submitted stuff for the Google Doc. Thank you to everybody who's been submitting anything of any sort. And thank you guys all so much for your time and your support. We love you guys. Go fuck yourselves.
See ya.
We're all sociopaths.
Sociopath, man.
Sociopaths of Kojima.